Testing, test. We are back after a couple of weeks, actually. No, it's more than a couple of weeks. It's like, yeah, no cameras on yet. Hang tight, guys. Let me get this thing set up. All right, then. All right. And okay, let's put that there. I'm over here setting up this stuff, guys. Just hang tight, man. I know I haven't been around for a while. Got a lot to catch up on. I'm gonna be on for like 2 hours. Checking with y'all, going over some stuff. Get this thumbnail added. Alright, and then what is this? Save this for a bit. Wait a minute. Definitely not. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, okay, yeah, see? Yeah, I knew I was live. Peace on and some dude on earth. I'm back once again for better or worse. Well, I'm glad you're back, period. Okay? Fine enough. Let me just, I'll manually do it then. Okay, promotions, no, none of that. Okay. Do this on the entertainment. That's my layout. Nothing.
I wanted to get my shot for the dinner.
Oh, you can go get it. 1 second. Let me run some. Uh-oh. I wonder. Just give me a second. Well, don't go nowhere. Hold on. I have to update this anyway. Wait a minute. I think it's already updated. I just gotta turn it on, right? Let me see. Okay, let me. Oh, it is. Okay.
If you need my phone,
I don't need that at all. Oh. Hey, Red, what's up? Actually, no. I'll have a good stream here. Well, actually, Red, this is the first time I've been on since. Let me see. I honestly don't think I've been on for like a month. That's the first Saturday I've been on. Last time I was on was January 23rd. That was for real waifu hours. I only came on because Today was my bedrock day. I've been grinding so hard. I was just tired, man, tired. So I just literally laid in bed all day today. Slept twice. So now I'm up late at night and nothing to do. So I'm like, oh, let's come online for a little bit, come chill with the peeps. I haven't seen anyone in a while. A podcast that now was set for tomorrow got canceled, so not really much to do tomorrow. That's one of the rare weekends where I can just chill. So I'm like, all right, let me jump on the stream. But how's things with you, Red? Refresh. What do you mean by refresh? What happened? Alright. Oh, I can't do that. Hey, Dragon, what's going on? Let me grab this stream link. Put it in a couple of places. Whoa. All right, where's this at? I'll put it in the game room as well. Go back here, grab this link. Okay. No, Zelda. I'm gonna play a little bit of Zelda Reg. I'm gonna be just sharing some stuff. I want to start it off with some Tetris for a bit. Give me a minute on this. Okay, hold on. Alright. That's gonna be the chat, then this, then I need this to divide it. Alright. Dragon, you're already in here. Send this out to all the homies. Maybe she can join her. Yeah. We're bringing all the people who haven't heard from me in a while. She's probably sleeping. It's gonna be a cool stream tonight, guys. Let's see what Chris is up to. I was thinking that on Saturdays that I would stream in the middle of the day and then real waifu hours at night. But I'd actually stream every I actually stream every Saturday. After 7, obviously, can't stream during the Sabbath. It would have to actually be after 7 o'clock, or preferably after midnight, because I do consider an entire day. I consider it from sun up to sun up. So that's what I consider an entire day. There's arguments in the Bible as to what is what, but play it safe if you just start the Sabbath at 7 o'clock on Friday and just it ends Sunday morning at midnight. Although it's still considered a Saturday stream. Hey, drop top, what up? I still want to finish some stuff on Tears of the Kingdom. I'm relatively done, Reg. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get on the New Zelda. Trust me. You didn't buy that game for me for no reason. Trust me. Post some stuff. Okay. Friday. Wait, what? Friday night to Saturday night. Yeah. That's the global consensus on it. Although I've read some stuff and heard some stuff in terms of the Bible, arguing what consists as a day and all this other stuff. But truthfully, there aren't even 12 months in a year. Yet there is. So we don't know what time is what. So it's not that big of a deal. So I just chalk it up to look from Friday to Sunday morning. That's the safest I can be. Cersei tea is good for you. Means that any one of you guys over 40 stop eating garbage and make herbal tea. You're done. Now, you want the speaker? Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm probably gonna wanna, when I'm playing Zelda, I'm probably gonna run this on the speaker anyway. So make herbal tea a part of your diet. A lot of us are dying from liver and kidney issues. Both of my parents are dead over the same thing. I'm going to try to survive it. Well, I'm in Jamaica, fortunately for me, so I don't have to suffer drinking tea. What the hell? Artificial teas or teas made in factories. You can just drink literally actual herbal plucked from the plant tea. All right. I have a new thing that I start doing, and I want to start sharing it with you guys because it's kind of stupid that I don't. Kind of wonder why I don't. But like sometimes, like when I'm resting, I'll just turn on YouTube Shorts and I just go through the shorts. I'm just listening to them. Yeah, quick way to download information, although that's dangerous because a lot of shorts give you information without context. So if it's anything of relevance, even though I'm listening to the short, I don't take the shorts complete word for it. I look up stuff. I actually look up stuff because I can't trust them. Even in the kingdom of heaven, there's a hierarchy, they say. There's a hierarchy to existence. So if existence has a hierarchy, I don't see why in the kingdom of heaven there wouldn't be. Or any kingdom of any of that matter. Mm-hmm. Let's see this. What? Okay. Let me fix this up. I'll come to you guys in a second. Oh, that doesn't count. Cancel. Let me see this one. Oh, okay, that's where I missed it. Mm-hmm. Would you guys believe it if I told you that the Valkyries are working on their first pop song and music video? They're gonna dance. It's a music video that they sing and they dance to. They choreograph their own dance, get their own lyrics, gonna put together a pop song for the Valkyries. The Valkyries are not playing no games in 2025. They're literally getting medieval. Okay, that's nice. Alrighty then. Let's see what we got going here. I need you guys to type 1 if you can hear the YouTube shorts, because if not, I'm gonna have to change the the audio so it comes direct from the feed.
NUX mode.
Not that. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Where the hell is it? I can hear it. Yes, sir.
And when you look at a Bugatti, it's like wow Bugatti. The moment you take the back end off, everything is VW out again. When I look at the parts, and it's like maybe explain about this the Bugatti we had here on the track and whatnot, had some earth issues and air mass sensors. So I thought we'd just find out how much the air mass sensors from Bugatti each the 4 air mass sensors. One air mass sensor was 4,700 quid for one sensor. One sensor. I looked at the part and it was a Bosch part. Checked it out with VW. It was a VW GTI. Yeah? Golf GTI air mass sensor, which is about 120 quid each.
Is Bugatti a scam? This supercar mechanic reveals how Bugatti scams its customers.
Let's talk about that. And when you look at a Bugatti, it's like
We'll get into that in a second. Yeah, but like based on that, can you guys hear? Okay, so you can hear it. All right, so I don't have to switch to desktop audio if you guys can hear it. Maybe I'll just pump this up a little bit on my end. You guys should be good. I think I'll put enough guys on here. All right, so Bugatti is Bugatti scamming people? I don't think they are. And here's why I don't think they are. Bugatti is just a brand name of a car. So they're making you, you're the buyer, they're making you believe that the car is worth that amount. So they're going out and they're buying parts for cheap and then upselling you the price based on the value of the brand they believe it is. Can't get mad at that. That's not a scam. People do it all the time, especially in the clothing industry. For instance, the Valkyries are launching. One moment, guys. Oops. The Valkyries are launching a what's the name of this thing here? A crochet line of swimwear. So they're not moving away from 876. 876 is where they started from. That will always be their bathing suit of choice. So it's not like the Valkyries are gonna start making bathing suits conventional bathing, the normal bathing suits is a convention. They're not going to be making the normal bathing suits, but the crochet they will, because it's cheap to buy the yarn, right? And they use their own handmade skill to make the actual crochet. Let me run it by you guys real quick. Watch this. I'm going to pull up. It's not a promo video. Actually, it is a promo video, but these two videos, it's a minute each, relatively long. I can't play the music, so don't think of the music's going to be able to come on. I don't want to go to YouTube and necessarily play it. But I'm just going to play it so you guys can see. So in this video, we're promoting the launch of the Valkyries new crochet line. So let me see something here. Boom, I turn it on this side. You guys should still be able to hear me. Oh crap. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right. I changed the intro. Okay, so these are the 4 brands: the Valkyries, Forever Summer. What's the name of this thing here? 876 Beachwear, which is our collaborative modeling swimwear company. So if you're wondering what the hell is that's running there, 2 weeks ago they did it's a televised feature that should be coming out next week Friday or Saturday, which I gotta get the date from the TV station, where they're literally launching their crochet lines. Everything you see in the bathing suits that they're wearing, they crocheted it. If you guys don't know what crochet is, think of like knitting with yarn, but they're actually like putting together swimwear together. So the girls physically crochet. There's whole streams where they show you them making it in real time. And they did an entire television feature to have it launch on TV here in Jamaica. So now, 1 second. Let me move this. Oops, let me go back a little bit. Okay, so yeah. After this is going to be the promo with Empress Nile and Silver Neko, showcasing their swimwear that they have, that they made. And then the next one is going to show Kwanai. It's going to show a new Valkyrie called Loch Ness. It's called, not like Loch Ness Monster, just take out the monster. But she's called Loch Ness because she has locks, and her name is Nastasia. So we just call her Loch Ness for short. So this piece that Empress now made, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4-piece, and then what Neko's wearing is a 3-piece. So they have the cross top, right? The leggings, and then the 2-piece. And Neko has just a cross top and a 2-piece. And those were crocheted. The master crocheter is a girl called Valkyrie Zuri. She actually crochets for about 10 years or something like that. She's been crocheting for a very, very long time. She's actually godlike. These chicks got talent. Let me not call them chicks. Sorry, I don't want that come off wrong. But like, they actually got talent and shit. They're actually putting shit together. So that's their bathing suit. What Empress now is wearing is called the Empress line, and what Neko is wearing is called the what is it? I gotta find out what Zuri's calling it. It's either the Valkyrie line or the Einharjar line, whichever one she chooses. It's up to her. So that's the bathing suit. Obviously, I have to make it look sexy and whatnot, because sex sells. People will say, yeah, but why do you have to shut the fuck up? Sex sells. That's the appeal to it. It makes people see this. For those of you who have girlfriends, you can pick up these bathing suits. They make it for all sizes. And the reason why I'm bringing all this up compared to the Bugatti is because for the Valkyries, this is literally called a luxury crochet swimsuit line. Luxury. The reason why it's luxury is because there will be no mass there won't be a mass production line for it. Why? Because crocheting is handmade. It's handmade. So the way they're going to go to the market with this is every piece that there's crochet is crocheted to the measurement of the person ordering. That's the entire thing. Oh, hold on. We got a donation up in here. Damn, we starting early? Good shit. Big shout out to Tran.
Tran_Rodriguez donated $5.
Thank you, Trey. I really appreciate that. And it's big shout outs to guys like Trey, Reg, and a couple of other people who actually, 1 second, who actually helped us raise the funds for this, because it's kind of hard getting everything out there, but just to get it to this part. But yeah, here's all the girls. The ones that's not crocheted, those from 876, but the ones that are crocheted is from the Valkyries. Like that pink one you see now wearing, and the brown and gold one that you see Zuri wearing, those are from there. Those are actually crocheted from hand. The other two are from 876 Beachwear. Now, so like I said, the reason to make the entire point with the Bugatti, when we sell these crochet pieces, they're gonna come with some fandangles and stuff like that, things that we want to add to it. Like we're gonna take a picture of each. Well, we've already done that part at Dobbs' swimming pool. Take a picture of each of the Valkyries who are actually wearing it. It's gonna come with a small little 2-page little tag. That's like the thing on it. It's gonna have the Valkyrie on the front. Inside, you're gonna have the Valkyrie logo, Forever Summer, and then Valkyrie Threads, which is the brand of these Valkyrie Threads, right? And then I'll sign a little thank you message from the Valkyries saying that this was tailored, handmade for you, yada yada yada, and whatnot. And so that's the brand. This is a luxury line because not everyone, you can't go into a store and buy it. Although we're trying to partner with 876 to kind of put it in their store so you can at least shop it there. So we'll make like a one size type, and if you like it, you can pick it up 1 or 2 pieces in the store, but the rest is really ordered from the actual the Instagram page that they have and whatnot. So now the Valkyries will buy the yarn for a set amount of price. Then the labor that they put in to actually crochet the pieces together, they add that price to it, then they add the brand price. So in order for them to make a profit, the price has to go up. So you're really spending money on the brand. If you support the brand, if you believe the brand is worth that, you will buy and you will support it. So that's why I said what Bugatti is doing isn't illegal, and I don't think it's morally wrong either. If you think the Bugatti is that expensive, then you pay for it. If you don't buy it. It's really that simple. Shareholders will see sales going down because nobody's buying it, and they'll be like, nah bro, we're not going to put these in mass production because we're not going to make the money, we're not going to make profit for it. But for the Valkyries, we're going to protect the Valkyries by not creating a mass line for it. It's literally done to order. Like when you go in a Chinese store, and you ever notice like the Chinese stores, whether you're in Jamaica or in America, the Chinese stores never have fish. It's always seasonal and it's always done to order. The rare times that they ever have it. But the fish in the Chinese restaurants are the most expensive dishes to buy. Don't want it, don't buy it. And when they make it, they have to make it done to orders, off scratch. I'm sure they feed their neighboring Chinese people the food, but they ain't feeding us that shit. They're gonna give us the stuff. What is this? Oh man, they're gonna give us the garbage. And guys, I'm gonna do a stream where I gotta get my my hair has not been relocked in. What is this? It has not been relocked in 3 years, and now my hair is getting bad. See, it got knotted up here. It got knotted up bad. All of this. Okay, here it is. All of this is a web. It's a mat. And then the rest of the locks come down here. And then it got thin. The hair literally got thin because it's being dragged out of my skull. If I don't get this done properly, they have to cut it, clip, pull down the rest of the hair, wash it, pull it out, relock it, and then crochet, or what they call restitch, the cut off locks. See, so you see these parts, they'll start from here. These are the parts. Restitch them back on, or I'll lose all my locks. And I gotta get to that ASAP. Triforce, why you haven't got your hair done? Bill's taking care of the Valkyries and doing everything for everyone else first, but me. But I can't let that rock anymore. I grew these locks from my dad, so I gotta get on them I went to this place called Pulse, and they're like they can they can cut, wash, rinse, make it clean, and lock my hair. Cost me like 40 grand, which is like $250. It's not bad actually. So I'm gonna work on that sooner than later. Let's get on. But in any event, like I was saying about the crochet line, we've launched that. The feature on television coming out next week. When that comes out, then we put on the tags and the crochets and whatnot. We already put a video out on Instagram, and already somebody wants to order one for their birthday. So orders are like pre-orders are kind of going out already. Let's see how this do. But the Valkyries are going to also be working on a music video, and we're going to use the music video to promote the whole lifestyle of the Valkyries, and then bring it to market. See how 10 years of preparation where this gets us. What's the next promo?
You know, one of the most insulting questions that gets asked me sometimes is, did they give you your 4-star just because the bicentennial year coming up and you got a blanket? In one word, one question, this guy has wiped out all the blood, sweat, and tears, preparation, and effort that it took me to prepare myself, to fill the square, to fight the war, to go to the schools, to go to the Arab University, and to study deep into the night, to hone my skills as a fighter pilot, and to get out there over way north and the sky is much less friendly from those united to fight my way back home in the name of the foreign policy of my country. Now they didn't give me any. They don't give away stars in my state, but you gotta earn them. Generals are made, they're not born. But you know, one of the most insulting questions.
Well, my problem with that is that what did you think was going to happen? You know what the country is. Why are you even upset that they're trying to diminish your service? You're black. Sometimes black people make me laugh when they're complaining about the bigotry and the racism in America, because they keep forgetting, like, but you're in America. That's America. America's trying to be better. And not be like that, but like stop acting like that's not what it is. Like that's what it is, bro. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand the complaining. They're trying to diminish. Yes, that's what they're supposed to do. After you see our people, blood, sweat, and tears, help make the country, bled and died for it. Of course, they're not going to give you your due. That's what evil people do. Look at that.
You want the government to ban gender affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election? Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
First of all, there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say let
That's your analogy.
Well, my analogy is only that. Wait, let me finish. Let's not. You gotta go. That's it. That's it. You're just leaving.
Yeah, just leave it.
Bill Maher, everybody.
Thank you.
You want the government to ban gender affirming care for kids?
This guy's an idiot. My man is talking about a heart surgery that can to save someone's life going wrong versus gender affirming something. What? Yeah, these guys are. Oh man. I'm glad Bill Maher just literally walked off. He just walked up the guy's show, and the guy was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Maher. Ladies and gentlemen, a dumbass." This guy's an idiot. How are you gonna compare someone getting a heart surgery because they're gonna die versus someone who wants to change their gender, as if it's one is equal to someone possibly losing? You don't change your gender, you don't die. You stay alive, healthy. In fact, like what? This guy's an idiot. Oh man, these guys are something else. And yes, guys, at some point tonight, I will be bringing up Dragon Ball Daima. Sadly, I had my opinion on it. I even posted something on my Twitter regarding it, but you know, I listened to Geekdom 101. He brought up something, and that kind of softened the blow about Daima a little bit. just a little bit. I love Vegeta for fighting for his son against Cell. Some dude, that's random. That is nowhere near what we're literally talking about. That is kind of, that is highly random. Oh, 1 second. Let me skip. What is this? Oh, that's Nintendo World. Oh, hell no.
I don't drink soda, but I still got Sprite, bro. When the credits roll, I still watch. Marvel. All right, I go to the gas station and I clean up my car. Gas so high I didn't get bored.
The super hot fire is stupid.
That bar was over. I got 2 cats. All right. 1 dog. Right. 1 lizard. Okay. No bro.
Yeah. His hype man is his hype man is all that. They're the only reason why he's actually popular. Because the ad-libs in the background after some of the stupid shit he says, it's just stupid. Try not to listen. I'm gonna actually run this from the audio, right? But try not to listen to the him. Listen to the background guys talking. Let me. I'm gonna mute this. In the background after some of the
Red lights. I go. Right. Green light, I stop. Okay. Why you stop? Why you stop, Rebel? It's not Geo. Ain't no yellow. I don't drink soda, but I still pop. We talking Pepsi or Sprite though, bro. Lemon nuts. When the credits roll, I still watch. Marvel? DC? Always. I go to the gas station. What's there? And I clean out my car. Exactly. Gas so high I didn't get forced. Okay. That's what Uber. That's an Uber bar. That bar was Uber. I got 2 cats. All right. 1 dog. Right. 1 lizard. Okay. No frog. Come on, man. He cold-blooded. Dr. Doolittle. He cold-blooded. Red light. I go. Right. Green light, I stop. Okay. Why you stop? Why you stop, Rebel? It's not Geo. Ain't no yellow. I don't drink soda, but I still pop. We talking Pepsi or Sprite though, bro. Lemon up. When the credits roll, I still watch. Marvel? DC? Always. I go to the gas station. What's there? And I clean out my car. Exactly. Gas so high I didn't get forced. Okay. That's what Uber. That's an Uber bar. That bar was Uber. I got 2 cats. All right. 1 dog. Right. 1 lizard. Okay. No frog. Come on, man. He cold-blooded. Dr. Doolittle.
You guys are calling cold-blooded and Dr. Doolittle. These guys are idiots.
What are some of your favorite memories of vintage D-Roll? Start the documentary on it, my brother.
WikiLeaks revealed the existence of an illegal CIA spying program. Assange withheld most of the details of that program so as not to compromise American national security. But the story was still deeply humiliating to the CIA. In Washington, CIA Director Mike Pompeo decided to murder him. Pompeo discussed with his deputies how the CIA might kidnap Assange from the embassy in London or poison him inside. That is not conjecture. Multiple witnesses heard Mike Pompeo say that. At the time, keep in mind, Julian Assange had not been charged with any crime in the United States. Mike Pompeo considered it a death penalty offense to embarrass the CIA. You may be asking, is any of this legal? Can federal appointees use tax dollars to kill people who annoy them? Well, not technically. Mike Pompeo committed a felony, conspiracy to commit murder. And yet somehow, Mike Pompeo is not in prison. Instead, he's the toast of the donor cloud. WikiLeaks revealed the existence of an illegal CIA spying program. Assange withheld most of the details of that program so as not to compromise American national security. But the story was still deeply humiliating to the CIA.
That's crazy.
In Washington, CIA Director Mike Pompeo.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm dismissing my court-appointed attorney representing myself.
Thanks. What's your name?
Chloe Whitfield.
Okay. You're intending upon representing yourself in this matter?
At this time, yes, Your Honor, I am. I'm dismissing the court-appointed attorney at this time, yes.
Okay. What's going on?
Until my family and I decide what law firm we are going to choose, I will be representing myself.
So, you need time to seek
Don't know.
attorney?
Well, not really, but I have a request at this time, as I am representing myself.
Well, not until such time as I relieve Mr. Griffiths.
Oh, thank you.
For trying, I have not done so.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out what the issue is and what you're intending upon doing.
Dismissing the court-appointed attorney and representing my...
Okay.
I'm sorry, at this time, I can't make it any clearer, and I don't
You're
understand.
not making it very clear to me at all.
Okay.
You're not listening.
I'm
You just
confused.
talk. Are you going to hire an attorney
Yes,
or are you going to represent yourself?
today, Your Honor, I'm going to represent myself. If my request is denied by you, then I will be hiring an attorney. I can't make it any clearer than that.
So if I relieve Mr. Griffiths, you're going to represent yourself.
Yes, sir.
So if they set up their preliminary examination, you're ready to go?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm dismissing my court-appointed attorney and representing myself.
That was a waste.
Right.
Sorry.
What food is that? Pumpkin pie. Yeah.
I'm bad now. People pick fights with people who don't want to fight. Those are punks. Punk big milk. When I ran into him finally, he said, "Yo, come on, let me talk to you." I didn't talk to you like a man on the side. I went to the side and was talking. And I was looking at him, and I wanted to punch him. The stuff that he said, I wanted to punch him. And I didn't. I just looked at him and I was like, "Yo, I don't understand why you felt like that." You see what I'm saying? Because he's a battle artist. That's where he come from. So when he says something to Drake and then doesn't respond, Drake says something back. I'm going, "What happened?" He felt like I was kicking him when he was down.
People don't know about this, but I actually seen 50 Cent one day. I seen 50, he coming out of the hotel, he coming, we going back and forth on the internet. Believe it or not, 50 in a serious situation in traffic. Like, this ain't no, like, average little lightweight rapper. Some practically, he went to the side like men. You know what I'm saying? Like, men had a good conversation. Yo, man, you know, people come from the streets, you know what this can lead to. Such and such, you got these type of dudes with you, I got these type of dudes with me, man. I always looked up to him, fam. I don't even know how he got on his foot. I never seen him since.
People who pick fights with people who don't want to fight, those are punks. Punks, big milk. When I ran into him finally, he said, "Yo, come on, let me talk to you." I didn't talk to you like a man on the side. I went to the side and was talking, and I was looking at him, and I wanted to punch him. The stuff that he said, I wanted to punch him. And I didn't. I just looked at him and I was like, "Yo, I don't understand why you felt like that." You see what I'm saying? Because he's a battle artist. That's where he come from. So when he said something to Drake and then doesn't respond, Drake says something back. I'm going, "What happened?" He felt like.
Hey, Greg, would you be able to upgrade my Nero for me for $50? Here's a 50 grand. Wicked. Ocean. Oh, they got bench. What we got saying? Right. Yep. That's why.
Here's how Mike Tyson avenged the beating of Muhammad Ali. This
I have a bet for you. You call heads or tails. You lose, you go to jail. You win, we let you go. Bet. Come on. Here's a catch. You have to make a promise to God right now. If you win, you're going to take this as a sign from him telling you that you need to go back to school and get your life straight. Can you promise that? Can you promise that? Yes, sir. Okay then. Oh. Heads. Walk away, kid. Somebody up there loves you.
Hey, Harvey.
No. Remember your promise?
Jim Gordon, GCPD. I hear good things about you, Constable.
Harvey Dent. Likewise. About you, detective.
Some trick with the coin. What if the kid guesses wrong? Gonna send him to jail?
Teenagers, they nearly always call heads. I don't know why. Two-headed coin. Whatever works, right? So who is he, Jim? I have a bet for me. You call heads.
Yes, Gotham.
Lose.
Hi there. I was looking for Gohan. Is he home?
Yes, sir. The reason I put you over is the registration expired January, the temporary one.
I know, I just got mine yesterday and I haven't had a chance to put it.
You got a new one?
I do.
Okay.
It's under my seat right now, under a folder. And you can see it as farmers.
Okay, yeah, you can grab it.
Yep. Sorry, you guys at the parking lot. I'm like, what? You do. Yeah, I just got it yesterday. I've been waiting for my place ever since the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay. What's do you know why it's taking a while?
Well, I just recently got the car, so I've never had the plates for him, and I've been waiting for him. So the dealership gave me the permit for January, and it just expired, and I got the letter for the DMV on this one, and I went yesterday, so I got my next permit. And the reason why I haven't received them is because they had to inspect the car and the VIN number.
Okay.
So they did that yesterday, and I'm all good.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license?
Yes, I do. It's in my pocket.
I've never stopped a car that had the steering wheel on the right side. Where did it stop from?
It's a dealership in Long Beach. They import parts. So this car has basically never been legal in the U.S. up until 25 years or older. And so now, in 2016 was the first year they were able to import them. So everybody's trying to get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Representative Brian Mass just went on CBS News, Face the Nation. It's that same woman who was interviewing J.D. Vance when he was lecturing her on Thomistic philosophy. I don't really care, Margaret. She was pressing him on how Trump is cutting the government. Here's his beautiful response.
Purging of State Department personnel, what does that mean exactly?
Well, if you want to take a look at the State Department, where DEI has been a priority over, let's say, diplomacy in many accounts, I can give you hundreds of examples
What
of where they
proof
were
do you have of
authorizing.
that?
Sure, let's list them off. $500,000 to expand atheism in Nepal, $50,000 to do, let's see, a transgender opera in Colombia, $47,000 to do an LGBTQ trans comic book in Peru, $20,000 about to do drag shows in Ecuador. Shall I continue with more examples of where
It certainly seems like there could be a review of things. Foreign aid, as you know, is less than 1% of the entire federal budget. So we're talking small amounts of money by comparison.
We're still talking about tens and tens of billions of dollars. And if you want to go to somebody else on the other side of the aisle, Samantha Powers, she had a worthy goal, although it was a stupid goal. She said she was hoping to get the amount of foreign aid, U.S. aid dollars that go to actual aid, up to 30 cents on the dollar from 10 cents on the dollar.
Beautiful, beautiful. First of all, big lesson here, make sure you know your stuff. Make sure you've got evocative examples whenever you are engaging in a political debate. Representative Brian Mass just went on CBS News, Face the Nation. It's that same woman who was interviewing J.D. Vance when he was lecturing her on Thomistic philosophy. I don't really care, Margaret. She was pressing him on how Trump is cutting the government. Here's his beautiful response.
Purging of State Department personnel, what does that mean exactly?
Well, if you want to take a look at the State Department, where DEI has been a priority over, let's say, diplomacy in many accounts, I can give you hundreds of examples of where they were
What proof do you have of
authorizing.
that?
Sure, let's list them off. $500,000 to expand atheism in Nepal, $50,000 to do, let's see, a transgender opera in Colombia, $47,000 to do an LGBTQ trans comic book in Peru, $20,000 about to do drag shows in Ecuador. Shall I continue with more examples of where?
Did you know the Battle of Tysilus, 218 BCE, shocked Rome? After crossing the Alps with 40,000 troops, including war elephants, Hannibal stunned Rome by entering Italy from the north. The Romans were completely caught off guard. At the Ticino River, Consul Publius Scipio led 25,000 hastily recruited soldiers, many inexperienced and poorly equipped, to stop Hannibal. Hannibal's cavalry tactics outflanked the Romans, forcing them into retreat. Scipio was even wounded in the battle. This victory gave Hannibal the momentum to continue his devastating march through Italy. Follow for more epic history. Did you know?
What happened to Jason, the original Red Power Ranger, after he left the show? Well, let's find out. Jason served as the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger for over a year before being chosen to attend a peace conference on behalf of Angel Grove. This led him to transfer his powers to a new ranger, Rocky, and to lead command of the team with Tommy. He would remain a civilian until much later when the Zeo Rangers needed a host for the Gold Ranger powers, and Jason volunteered. He would serve as the 6th Ranger for the team until his body began rejecting the powers, leading him to return them to their original owner, Frey of Triporia, just in time to defeat King Bondo. Jason would remain powerless through Power Rangers Turbo, where he was kidnapped and used as a pawn by Divatox, but at some point he regained his Mighty Morphin powers, and years later he helped Tommy and 8 other Red Rangers destroy the remnants of the Machine Empire in Forever Red. Jason would continue serving as the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger, and would fight alongside the Megaforce Rangers in the legendary battle, and would travel through the Morphin Grid to help the Beast Morphin Rangers, and brought along an army made up of every single Dino Ranger to help defeat the new enemy, Goldar Maximus. Sadly though, in 2022, he would do battle with a robotic Rita Repulsa that would end up with his teammate Trini meeting an untimely end, before he, Kimberly, and Jason were all captured. His powers were able to be lent to Rocky, and thanks to Trini's daughter becoming the new Yellow Ranger, the day was saved and Jason went back to protecting Angel Grove as its original Red Ranger. What happened to Jason, the original Red Power Ranger, after he left
That's
the
a
show?
whole story?
Well, let's find out. Jason served as the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger for over a year.
Hey, Devroy, the Hale's chief fellow stream chatters. What's going on, man? What's going on with you?
Before being chosen to attend a peace conference on behalf of Angel Grove. This led him to transfer his powers to a new ranger, Rocky, and to lead command of the team with Tommy. He would remain a civilian until much later when the Zeo Rangers needed a host for the Gold Ranger powers, and Jason volunteered. He would serve as the 6th Ranger for the team until his body began rejecting the powers, leading him to return them to their original owner, Frey of Triporia, just in time to defeat King Bondo. Jason would remain powerless through Power Rangers Turbo, where he was kidnapped and used as a pawn by Divatox, but at some point he regained his Mighty Morphin powers, and years later he helped Tommy and 8 other Red Rangers destroy the remnants of the Machine Empire in Forever Red. Jason would continue serving as the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger, and would fight alongside the Megaforce Rangers in the legendary battle, and would travel through the Morphin Grid to help the Beast Morphin Rangers, and brought along an army made up of every single Dino Ranger to help defeat the new enemy, Goldar Maximus. Sadly though, in 2022, he would do battle with a robotic Rita Repulsa that would end up with his teammate Trini meeting an untimely end, before he, Kimberly, and Jason were all captured. His powers were able to be lent to Rocky, and thanks to Trini's daughter,
What the hell is that in my room?
the day was saved, and Jason went back to protecting Angel Grove as its original Red Ranger.
Get
What
that.
happened to Jason, the original Red Power Ranger, after he left the show? Well, let's find out. Jason served as the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger for over a year before being chosen to attend a peace conference on behalf of Angel Grove. This led him to transfer his powers to a new ranger, Rocky, and to lead command of the team with Tommy. He would remain a civilian until much...
Wait. I'm asking you something. I'm asking you to be Let's answer this question. I'm asking you to be correct. I'm not going to put you in handcuffs or... Yeah, that's your choice. Okay, turn around. Just put me in handcuffs. So turn around, put your hands in your back. You're going to listen to what I said. You're going to be on the phone. You're going to lay down one hand on the stand right here. I'm telling you on the phone. You're going to make it back. You know what? You're going on the phone. We're standing right in front of you. You said that to my residents. You're going to leave your place out. Turn around. I'm not doing that. Let's look at your hands again. Back. You're calling 911 right in front of us and I ask you to leave my residence. You know this. Determined. You know this. you know exactly what I'm talking about. Then you would understand. Okay. And this is why African Americans have issues with don't start that. Don't start that. That's a bunch of. I asked you to leave, and you use profanity and so on. That's okay. I can use that. Oh, really? You concerned about saying something to them? Say, okay, you know what? You're not saying you're never going to do. That wasn't a command. Turn out a command for me to ask you to leave my residency. You're here. To leave if you're not supposed to. Why are you here? You were going to help me. I'm here because somebody wanted us to shut you. I told you I was fine. And then you said exactly. But this year, you put a hand on for me to speak. You can't help us if you don't want to listen to what they're saying. If I ask you to leave because you're exacerbating disability, which is only you're aware of a person with disability, because you already sort of want to see a sign right here. You see that? Number two, how do we know what that is? Yeah. What is that? How do you know what that one? You could. But guess what? If you have one, if you're taking a residency, and actually say everything else, you're right here, right? You got something, the mouse. And now that cuffs, well, you're in cuffs now, she gets the way you're at. Why? I love this girl. I don't
The officers violated Douglas's rights by arresting him without probable cause, and further infringed upon his rights by searching his house without a warrant or his consent. Douglas alleges the wellness check was retaliation for his discrimination complaint against the VA. According to California Civil Code Section 51.7, no one may be intimidated or retaliated against due to race or protected status through false emergency reports. Douglas confirmed that the Veterans Crisis Line deleted recordings of calls containing false suicide allegations against him. These calls were reportedly used to justify the wellness check, further exacerbating the violation of his rights. The pattern of retaliation by the VA raises serious concerns about their treatment of veterans who file grievances.
Wait. I'm asking you something.
That's crazy for a man that served. Man served the country, and that's how they treat him. Oh, I'm good. Working on a personal project and took a break. Saw your stream, and here I am. Oh, what's a personal project? If you can give it out. Are you listening to the Power Ranger storyline? Red Ranger, that was all. I watched them all over, of course, past couple of years subsequently. Good watch though. Anyhow, no tips streams. I want to do it in a C. Anyhow, no tips at stream. I want to do C number sign, not C++. I don't. Could you rephrase that? I don't know if I understand that properly. No, I don't understand it properly. I don't know. I actually don't understand it. What do you mean by that? There's 1 hour of them. Let's see what this is. 1500. Yes, good. Numbers are doing good. Dragon said I'm confused as well.
Percentage of people will not accept an offer with a company that doesn't have intentional DE&I programs and initiatives.
Talk to me, Pastor. Preach on, brother.
Yeah, well, a few things. If DEI works anywhere, it has to work everywhere. Let me tell you where DEI does not work. The NBA and the NFL. Where are the Asian, Latino, and Hispanic basketball and football players? Where are the black guys in the National Hockey League? Those businesses are performance-based. It really comes down to, Dr. Phil, the issue of justice. And if you really want to go deep to the heart of this, and when I say that DEI treats the symptom but not the sickness, America is in a new civil war right now. The first civil war was the North versus the South. The new civil war is a war of ideology concerning justice.
A good percentage of people will not accept an offer with a company that doesn't have intentional DE&I programs and initiatives.
Talk to me, Pastor. Preach on, brother.
Yeah, well, a few things. If DEI works anywhere, it has to work everywhere. Let me tell you where DEI does not work. The NBA and the NFL. Where are the Asian, Latino, and Hispanic basketball and football players? Where are the black guys in the National Hockey League? Those businesses are performance based. It really comes down to, Dr. Phil, the issue of justice. And if you really want to go deep to the heart of this, and when I say that DEI treats the symptom but not the sickness, America is in a new civil war right now. The first civil war was the North versus the South. The new civil war is a war of ideology concerning justice.
A good percentage of people
looking for a gun.
Let me see something. No problem. I wanted to get tips from anyone in the stream about modifying the EFI partition while the file systems OS was running. Oh, okay. So it's something to do with your computer programming. That's what the personal project is. Component-based upgrade to my personal server. All right. Hope that's going along well. Taking a break from it. I'm over here listening to shorts and things of that like. Wait a minute, let me. Oh, I'm out of the camera. Here we go.
A good American like me, you know. A good American like you. So we got plenty of options. We got these walkers here today. A lot of. Hi, can I help you? Let me see how much this ring is worth. Wow, this is nice. I can give you $4,000. $4,000? That's so much money. I won't have to sleep on the street for months. 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000.
what goes around comes around.
What's wrong? Aren't you gonna take it? Actually, changed my mind. I'm really sorry.
Billy decides not to take the money and continues to look for Sarah instead.
Sarah Darling that works here.
Yeah. Sarah? Oh, hi. How can I help you?
Oh, I believe this belongs to you. She dropped it in my cup.
Oh my god. You found my ring. I've been looking everywhere for this. I don't understand. I'm sure you could have got a lot of money for this. Why'd you give it back?
Well, you helped me, so it's the least I could do. Besides, a wise woman once told me, it goes around, comes around.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I'll never forget this.
You're welcome.
Wow. You know, you should start a GoFundMe for him. I'm sure people would love this story and want to help him. It's a great idea.
Sarah decides to start a GoFundMe page for Billy, telling the story of how he gave her the ring back. And to her surprise, the story ends up going viral. People all over the world started donating. Within a few days, Sarah raises over $190,000 in donations.
Hello. Toasty, 8 Triforce, how's it been? Just today I got enough rest. I got a lot of rest today. Took a nice shower. I was literally just on here, just going through shorts and stuff like that. I was like, yo, I haven't had a day off like this in a long time. So I was like, let me jump on and stream. So I'm actually just enjoying my day off. literally just enjoying my day off for once in a while. They say evil will always exist when good men do nothing. No, evil will always exist whether good men do something or nothing. Evil can only exist if there's good.
This lady.
And where there's good, someone's bound to want to be evil. Uh-oh. Pop the balloon. Hold on, guys.
He got rejected for her wig, and then she made the greatest comeback.
I'm not really big on like weave, and if I can see a braid, I see the bump in the back.
It's a braid. Okay.
And the tooth.
The tooth?
Yeah.
He was so wrong with the braids. You want to take it off? Why can't I? So,
You still look good.
here. Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in Florida. Fort Lauderdale, to be exact. Where do you live?
Thanks.
Okay, so you wouldn't be willing to do long distance temporarily?
Too far. Well,
because, listen, I'll move for love. I'm just saying, I'll move for love. The dating pool, there's people marriage right now. So I can't be so picky anymore. I used to be super picky. Yeah, can't be bald, can't be this. I've had long distance relationship. Okay, get that little back. That was an accident. We know that was an accident. He tried to catch it. So the yes for you, for her.
Yes.
And then the yes for you, for him. So yeah. We got it.
This lady got rejected for her wig, and then she made the greatest comeback.
I'm not really big on like weave, and if I can see a braid, I see the bump in the back.
But you know what's so funny about, you guys can't see this, but when she took off the weave, she has a Caesar, right? I guess she messed up when she was younger, cutting her hair off or whatever. But it was dyed. What's the name for this thing here? Peach, or I don't know what the color it was. I can't remember the color. No, I can't remember the name of the color. Beige? No, it's not beige. It's like peach. Think of like peach, right? And she looked good in it without the weave. And dudes be popping their balloon way too fast. They need to ask questions first, then pop the balloon if they don't like the answer. But people be judging people right off the strength of like the image. It's crazy.
His head to the fucking mic. Here we go.
I don't hear the stand shit.
You gotta get out of here. Do this. Sure. It's a big hay field up near Buxton. You know where Buxton is? It's a lot of hay. In particular. It's got a long rock wall. A big oak tree at the north end. It's like something out of a rock frost. The base of that wall, it's under rock. There's no earthly business in a man hay ago. It's so black. Volcanic collapse. There's something buried up. Right up. Dear Red, if you're reading this, you've got down. If you come this fall, you're going to come to the town. Keep an eye on Chesapeake Red. I'll be hoping this letter finds you. I'll find it again.
Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's goddamn right. I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as has been in my dreams.
Red, have a good.
Let me see something. What was the name of this movie? Stupid ass people.
Oh, Christmas of 2021, President Biden gave his famous, it's going to be a winter of severe disease and death.
I'm vaccinated. We're looking at a winter of severe.
But Michael says, just in case anyone got interested, this part scripts look like the best bet for recoverable tampering. this part scripts. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're talking about the same thing I'm thinking, but I need to get me on like a 4 terabyte hard drive so I can start saving some of the stuff that I have. Camera. Oh, okay, good. I can manually move this over. So I can comfortably sit here as is. Yay.
Everyone was in a state of fear. I was witnessing the creation of a two-tier society, exactly along the same lines as a Jim Crow society or during the occupation of France when Jews couldn't go certain places.
For Stalin.
Exactly. And all these people who were so right on, who were leaders in the feminist movement, who would never discriminate against people of color or against people in the LGBTQ community, who opposed discrimination, embraced discrimination. They were fine with it. They were fine with the situation in which unvaccinated people had to eat in the street like animals. I could not walk into a restaurant with my family, and they were fine with it.
And then having Uber Eats delivery men of color brave the pandemic to bring them sushi.
They were not ashamed of massive discrimination. Oh, Christmas of 2021, President Biden gave his famous, it's going to be a winter of severe disease and death.
Unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death.
Everyone was in a state of fear. I was witnessing the creation of a two-tier society, exactly along the same lines as a Jim Crow society or during the occupation of France when Jews couldn't go certain places.
For Stalin.
Exactly. And all these people who were so right on, who were leaders in the feminist movement, who would never discriminate against people of color or against people in the LGBTQ community, who opposed discrimination, embraced discrimination. They were... What did you just say?
Stop. What's up? Yeah, you can talk to me right here, man. What's up, man?
I need you to come out to the doctor here with me.
Okay, why?
Let's push his ass. Come on out.
Hey, awesome. I went back, man. You scare my dog.
Come on out.
You gotta ask questions to ask me. Bathroom, bring her in bed.
I need to ask you first. Come on out.
You just ask me, what's going on?
Come on out.
Come on out for what? What are you talking about?
Who are you talking to? Come on out.
Hey, talk to me.
Come out here and talk.
You talk to me. What's going on?
You need to come out face to face.
God, man, well, I'm going back to bed.
Come on out.
Well, since I was going on, well, that's that.
I'm investigating something right now. I need you to come out so I can talk to you.
Well, ask me anything you want, man.
What's wrong?
Yeah, you can talk to me right here, man. What's up, man?
I need you to come out to the doctor here with me.
Okay, why?
Let's push his ass. Come on out.
Hey, awesome. I went back, man. You scare my dog.
Come on out.
You gotta ask questions to ask me. Bathroom, bring her in bed.
I need to ask you first. Come on out.
You just ask something for you. What's going on?
Come on out.
Come out for what? What are you talking about?
Who are you talking to? Come on out.
Hey, talk to me.
America's a funny place.
Talk to me. What's going on?
You don't need to come out face to face.
God, man. Well, I'm going back to bed.
Come on out.
Well, since I was going on, well, that's that.
I'm investigating something right now. I need you to come out so I can talk to you.
They say you need to speak to a manager.
Yes, I'm trying to understand why you all are so incompetent.
That's a wild place to start. No, that is a. Why don't we start?
Start with my lunch not being correct.
Okay, that's good. There are 4 words. What? Okay, so let me know. Tell me the lore of where we went wrong, because it feels like I feel like we're ruining the whole night. What happened? Let me know what happened.
Yeah, I feel like you're just being like that smart.
What are you doing? She's pulling out the phone. Oh, I love this song. Dude, record it. What do you want me to say in the video? Is it go viral? What should I say? No, we refuse to serve you corporate.
Yes.
This is ours. How's that? Whoa. Franchise. This is ours. This is ours. I designed the logo.
business.
Because it's good.
But you don't get the order.
Then what did you get? How do we get around?
I ordered cheese fries, not ranch fries.
So you got cheese and ranch?
No, I got no cheese.
What did the authorities say? They say you need to speak to a manager.
Yes. I'm trying to understand why you all are so incompetent.
That's a wild place to start. No, that is a why don't we start?
My lunch not being fresh.
Okay, that's good. There are 4 words. What? Okay, so let me know. Tell me the lore of where we went wrong, because it feels like I feel like we're ruining your whole life. What happened? Let me know what happened.
Yeah, I feel like you're just being like that smart.
What are you doing? She's pulling out the phone. Oh, I love this song. Do a record video. What do you want me to sing in your video? Is it viral? What should I say? No, we refuse to serve you corporate.
Yes.
This is ours. How's that? Oh, franchise. This is ours. This is ours. I designed the logo.
Business.
It's good.
But you don't get the order.
Then what did you get? How do we get around?
I ordered cheese fries, not ranch fries.
So you got cheese and ranch?
No, I got no cheese.
What did the authorities say?
What did the authorities say? Well, she shouldn't have hit them up with the incompetent. There was no need for that.
Toddler rushes to hug pizza man goodbye, then boy's mother makes tragic discovery. Lindsay Sheely from West Warwick, Rhode Island, thought it was just another ordinary night when she ordered pizza for her family from their favorite local spot, Wicked Good Pizza. After the delivery was made, something unexpected happened. As the delivery driver was leaving, Lindsay's 2-year-old son, Cohen, rushed out the door, arms wide open, to give the man a hug. The delivery driver, surprised but touched, bent down to embrace the little boy. The sweet moment was captured by Lindsay's doorbell camera. Later that evening, Lindsay decided to share the heartwarming video on social media, captioning it with a lighthearted note, hoping it would bring smiles to others just as it had for her family. What she didn't realize at the time was that this brief, innocent hug held much deeper meaning for the delivery driver, Ryan Catterson. You see, not long after posting the video, Lindsay received a message from Ryan himself. He had seen the video and asked if he could share it on Facebook. Curious, Lindsay checked Ryan's profile, and that's when she made a heartbreaking discovery. Just a week earlier, Ryan had lost his 16-year-old daughter, Alyssa, in a sudden and tragic incident. He had been grieving, and the hug from Cohen had touched him in ways Lindsay could never have imagined. For Ryan, who had been struggling with overwhelming loss, that simple hug was like a message of comfort during an incredibly difficult time, and felt like the universe, or perhaps even his daughter, had sent him that hug when he needed it the most.
And who wrote the script for that? Because they didn't have to write it like that at the beginning.
Toddler rushes to hug pizza man goodbye, then boy's mother makes tragic discovery. Lindsay Sheely from West Warwick, Rhode Island, thought it was just another ordinary night when she ordered pizza for her family from their favorite local spot, Wicked Good Pizza. After the delivery was made, something unexpected happened. As the delivery driver was leaving, Lindsay's 2-year-old son, Cohen, rushed out the door, arms wide open, to give the man a hug. The delivery driver, surprised but touched, bent down to embrace the little boy. The sweet moment was captured.
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
Discuss it with the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Circumstances. I don't think I was the only person that had flame rock at the time that she and I had that kind of children.
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that it's other people individually. And the reason that I haven't
Those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's fine. It's that if I have an obligation, I'll have to make sure it's my obligation and not the obligation of somebody involved.
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay. Just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Circumstances. I don't think I was the only person having flame drop at the time that she and I had that time.
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, one
Not implying something. It is what it is.
And the reason that I haven't,
Those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's fine to me. It's that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure that it's my obligation, not the obligation of some other father.
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get
If the whole universe is made of unconscious matter, how come we're conscious? We ought not to be if everything's unconscious. And some philosophers say, well, the brain does all these things physically and consciousness is an epiphenomenon that doesn't do anything. Others say that consciousness is an illusion produced by the brain. But then their critics point out that doesn't really answer it because the illusion is a mode of consciousness. So you're simply explaining consciousness in terms of consciousness. That's why it's called the hard problem. There's been very little progress in the philosophy of mind about this problem until recently with the development of panpsychism. And panpsychism is primarily fashionable within philosophy of mind, surprisingly fashionable, even though it's very similar to ancient animistic worldviews we're all supposed to have grown out of. Panpsychism was really put forward originally by Galen Strawson and has been elaborated by people like Philip Goff, who's spoken here at this festival, in order to solve the hard problem. And what they say is, well, there's a little bit of consciousness inside electrons and atoms, and a little bit more in molecules, a bit more in cells, a bit more in tissues and organs. And then by the time we get to brains, it's a difference of degree. More consciousness emerges in brains, but it's not something completely new appearing from a totally unconscious universe. It's a difference of degree. If the whole universe is made of unconscious matter, how come we're conscious? We ought not to be if everything's unconscious. And some philosophers say, well, the brain does all these things physically and consciousness is an epiphenomenon.
Why was he fired?
I am the CEO of the company for 20 years. I obviously know what I am doing since I still have my job.
We actually had a contract breach. I requested a paternity leave after my son was born and my grandmother got really ill. So I requested just to work from home, and you didn't get paid for the last 3 months.
Doesn't even deserve that.
Okay, well, you know what? You signed a contract, man. Better Wi-Fi, better equipment. We'll pay for the Wi-Fi. It's myself, man.
He had to produce what our company needed, and he didn't do as well as he could have if he was in the office. So
You on my shoulder, right? Well, sir, right? Sir.
when he asked for paternity leave, I just felt he was just being lazy.
How the company that you're the CEO of granted him permission to work from home. What gave you the right to violate the contract that you signed? So, yeah, you are in violation of your contract. You are going to grant him that $25,000 unless you want to give him his job, this case in Germany. Why was he fired?
I am the CEO of the company for 20 years. I obviously know what I'm doing since I still have my job.
She said I so many times, it's crazy.
Maternity leave after my son was born and my grandmother got really ill. So I requested just to work from home, and you didn't get paid for the last 3 months.
Doesn't even deserve that.
Okay, well, you know what? You signed a contract, man. Better Wi-Fi, better equipment. We'll pay for the Wi-Fi. It's myself, right?
He had to produce what our company needed, and he didn't do as well as he could have if he was in the office. So
You on my shoulder, right? You want sir, right? Sir.
When he asked for paternity leave, I just felt he was just being lazy.
How the company that you're the CEO of granted him permission to work from home. What gave you the right to violate the contract that you signed? So, yeah.
Huh? Well, the bonnet? Yeah. Why not? Hmm? Hmm? Okay. What's going on? not pointing my head. You should have back button taken. I don't know what I look like. Wait a minute, I gotta watch it back in replay. No, that's what I look like from the back. I look stupid. You change it, or you're still wearing the bad ones? Okay. Changed it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bam. Bam. Oh my. Oh my gosh.
No way. This is life changing. No shot.
Oh, you put the magnets in your nose? Oh no, you paste them on the side of your nose and then bam, and then and it opens up your nose hole. I don't need that. I can make my nose holes big on my own. Okay, whatever.
Why do you have to do this right here on our campus? Why don't you go somewhere else? Steve Jobs died a billionaire. Yes, sir. Why do you have to do this right here on our campus? Why don't you go somewhere else? Because I've been invited here by a group of University of Florida students called Intervarsity Christian Fellowship. These students have invited me here. That's why I'm here. All right, but that means you're not always necessarily interested. Well, I'm well aware of the fact that certain people don't appreciate me. I hope you're aware of the fact that certain people don't appreciate you. That doesn't mean we're going to be quiet, right? We still believe, at least in the liberal arts context, we still believe in a free exchange of ideas. If we stop exchanging ideas, then we're really not getting much of a liberal arts education, are we? So I certainly hope you support free speech. I don't see how you can combine intelligence and faith. You bet. Prove to me that the University of Florida is going to give you a diploma on your day of graduation. Prove to me that on your day of graduation, the University of Florida is not going to say, no diplomas this year. Can't you prove that to me? No. Then you have faith. Faith that the University of Florida is going to give you a diploma on your day of graduation. No. Prove to me. Prove to me that there's not poison in the food in your cafeteria. Do you bring a chemistry kit to lunch every time you go to eat lunch? I doubt it. Prove to me that the medicine in the bottle that the pharmacist gives you is not cyanide laced. Prove to me that when you're approaching a green light, the car coming the other way is going to stop at the red light. It's not going to smash into you. Prove to me that everything you believe in isn't a fun. Well, obviously what I'm trying to show you, sir, is we all have faith. Now, if you stand out here and appear like you prove everything in your life, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to me. You don't prove everything, neither do I. I haven't made. Pardon? I haven't made any argument. Yeah, you're challenging me and saying faith involves no intelligent thought. It simply involves blindly believing. The evidence is we all have faith. None of us can prove that what we're living for is true. What I'm trying to say is everything that you know has been derived from a book that was written by man, as are all books. Very good. You seem to think that it has something to do with a God. Oh, how do you know that? You didn't ask me that question. Come on, now be open-minded. Don't stereotype me. I don't stereotype you. You're a religious man, so I know that you had to have gotten. Oh, I see. So all religious people are the same. That's absurd. That's narrow-minded bigotry. Come on, certainly your professors here teach you to be a little more open-minded than that. So you don't stereotype people. That's not. It has no intellectual integrity. You believe in the books. You can't have it both ways. I am not standing out here saying the Bible's the Word of God. I never said that once. So is it not the Word of God then? I am
asking you to accept the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John simply as history. Read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John simply as history and ask yourself, does the historical evidence point to Christ being a quack? If it does, reject it. Or does the historical evidence point to Christ being reliable? If it does, yes, sir.
Why do you have to do this right here on our campus? Why don't you go somewhere else?
Because I've been invited here by a group of University of Florida students called InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. These students have invited me here. That's why I'm here.
All right, but you're not always necessarily interested.
Well, I'm well aware of the fact that certain people don't appreciate me. I hope you're aware of the fact that certain people don't appreciate you. That doesn't mean we're going to be quiet, right? We still believe.
What's that? Yeah.
Any
more in here?
We still believe in a free exchange.
No,
of
let me
ideas.
drink it.
If we stop exchanging ideas, then we're really not getting much of a liberal arts education, are we? So I certainly hope you support free speech.
I don't see how you can combine intelligence and faith.
You bet. Prove to me that the University of Florida is going to give you a diploma on your day of graduation. Prove to me that on your day of graduation, the University of Florida is not going to say, no diplomas this year. Can you prove that to me? No. Then you have faith that the University of Florida is going to give you a diploma on your day of graduation.
No, you
Prove to me. Prove to me that there's not poison in the food in your cafeteria. Do you bring a chemistry kit to lunch every time you go to eat lunch? I doubt it. Prove to me that the medicine in the bottle the pharmacist gives you.
Steve Jobs died a billionaire at the age of 56 with a capital of $7 billion from pancreatic cancer, and these are just some of his last words at this moment. Lying in bed, ill and remembering my whole life, I realize that all the recognitions and wealth are insignificant in the presence of imminent death. As we get older, we get smarter, and we slowly understand that whether the clock is worth $30 or $300, they both show the exact same time. Whether we drive a 150,000 car or a 2,000 car, we'll arrive at the same destination. So there are 5 facts that cannot be denied. Don't educate your children to be rich. Very children, no. Educate them to be happy as goals. So when they grow up, they will know the value of things and not their price. Eat your food as a medicine. Otherwise, you will have to eat your medicine as your food. The one who loves you will never leave you. Even if you have 100,000, you will always find a reason to hold on. There's a big difference between being a human and being. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you... Steve Jobs died a billionaire at the age of 56 with a capital of $7 billion.
These are all facts, bro. Those are all facts.
Simple tickets, but ended up revealing why he became a felon at 81 years old.
You're all dressed up to come to court today.
I'm going to another court. I gotta go to Superior Court.
Well, you didn't get dressed for our court. You got dressed for Superior. Why did you go to Superior Court?
My neighbor across the street, he stole my truck, and I busted his windows because he's understand.
What did you bust his windows with? The board?
It was a 2-pound hammer.
Oh, and that wasn't when I hit him with that.
The hammer buddy running at me, full speed ahead. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna call. I may be a felon now at 81 years old. When I get out of this, after losing a lot of money, time, and health, I'm gonna hibernate like a squirrel.
So that's fine. You may have hit the guy with the 5-pound hammer. You're gonna get this. If you keep it at the right time.
Is this just bad luck? Or should he have been awarded a most unexpected criminal trophy? This man came to court for a simple ticket, but ended up revealing why he became a felon at 81 years old.
You're all dressed up to come to court today.
Well, I'm going to another court. I gotta go to Superior Court.
Well, you may get dressed for our court. You got dressed for Superior. Why did you go to Superior Court?
My neighbor across the street, he stole my truck, and I busted his windows because he's understand.
What did you bust his windows with? The board?
It was a 2-pound hammer.
Oh, and that wasn't when I hit him with that.
The hammer buddy running at me.
Hey, sir, you want to call you over tonight?
No, I got a pretty good idea. I got a big bill. Mind if I step out of the car? Yeah, sure. Let's step out here. Okay. So you saw the lady in the passenger seat, right? Yeah. Okay, well that's my wife. And the lady in the back seat, did you see her? Yeah. Let me ask you this, are you married? I am. Okay. Alright, here we go. So that's the mother-in-law in the back, right? Those two got in a huge fight this morning, and the mother-in-law insisted we take her home right away. So that's what I'm trying to do, get her home. I believe they're gonna make up, and then, she's gonna live with us another 6 months, right? So we gotta get her home before those two make up, okay?
Alright, so I'm gonna give you a full police escort. I'm gonna turn on the sirens, keep the lights on, by the glory of God, we're gonna keep let's go. Hey, sir.
That's fake. That's fake.
Yeah, sure. Let's step back here. Okay. So you saw the lady in the house, you see, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Stop. Let me glass real stock. We don't use pop. I grew up on that point. I was going to propose to her while you were in the airport. She could that's really, really bad. Give up her name. I'll not tell her that. Rough time. I didn't do anything. We're trying to make the Washington. I think she's 25. Her name's Christine Waters. Yeah, we can do it. Give me the team number again. We'll check the name. I'm not going to wake you up to the flight back again. She covers 25C. And the name is Christine Waters. And, you have a choice. We can put you on the microphone in front of the whole airplane, or she can come to the flight deck to your call. No, it'll be in front of everybody. Alright, got it. Okay, I'm glad you are on the whole airplane. You should go ahead to good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your air traffic controller speaking to you from the control tower here at Vancouver Airport. I hope all of you have enjoyed your flight this evening here in Canada, from Montreal. I welcome all of you down to the special evening. My flight this evening. Her name is Christine Waters. Christine, can you raise your hand, please? Way up. So everyone can see. Christine, everything wrong with you? There's my microphone. Nancy, right now, I'm down on one knee. I have a ring in my hand. Christine, will you make me the happiest man in the world? It'll be my life. Everybody is jumping up and down. I'm sure that I can hear her all the way back here. I'll try to take the top of you in a minute. Thanks. That was my first one, but it was very good. And all that. Yeah. The little plan of the control by the first time I found out about I grew up on that plane. I was going to propose to her while you were in the airport. She could that's really, really bad. Give up her name. I'll not tell her that. Rough time. I didn't do anything.
So the pilot's a total pro.
Yeah, okay, we can do it. Give me the seat number again. Just double check the name. I'm not going to wake you up to the flight deck.
Good joke. He said, this pilot is the greatest wingman of all time. All pun intended.
We have to see this video.
Don't you know that belief is a no?
Yep.
Believe in God. You cannot believe something and know it. You can only believe in what you don't know.
Exactly.
I like that. You can only believe in what you don't get.
You don't know.
That's why you have to believe it.
Yes. How do you believe in your mother and father?
Nope.
No, I know my mother and father.
Yeah. So but you might believe in Jesus.
I might believe in Jesus.
You don't know Jesus. Now you can only believe in what you don't know. You might get what?
Yeah.
It's white.
Yeah.
And it's a black one, a white one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And I fill them with water and seal them. What would you see?
nothing. If you did it, you would see it if you're going to. And if you just don't eyes of you, you're going to believe that it is very dangerous. Until you go and fucking taste it. And what are you going to discover? And it's all just water. Or what to see diversity in the God. Now you see all these human beings that you see, their spirits living in different color physical bodies. We are not our body. When you look with the eye, you're not seeing me, you are seeing the body. You look at my body and say I'm a black man. That is a program. You was programmed from birth to believe that you are blacks and whites. But you fuck on like that. You just have spirit in the body full of the same stinking shit.
You have to see this video.
Don't you know that?
Facts.
How many Chinese and Russian scientists were in our labs in the last fiscal year for which we had data?
If I seen your past testimony, I think the number's around 8,000.
8,000? You're out of the total, how many do you have?
Well, total lab employees are probably...
No, the total foreign visitors.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
40,000. So 1 out of every 5 foreign scientists in an American national lab is Chinese or Russian. Do you know how many American scientists get to go to equivalent sites in China and Russia?
0.
Do you know, Mr.?
0.
I think it's less.
0.
If I put the over-under at 0.5, would you bet the over or the under?
Maybe the number.
Ms. Puglisi, how many American scientists get to go to Russia, the equivalent sites in Russia and China?
0.
Senator, I currently don't have that number. However, I think that's a point that that I have made before this committee and others, is that it's that reciprocity. In true collaboration comes from transparency and reciprocity. And that's one of the things that we are not.
I couldn't agree more. Miss Richmond, do you think 1 out of every 5
It's a
foreign
0.
Chinese or Russian equivalent sites is American?
I don't know those numbers, I'm sorry.
There's zero reciprocity in this issue. Why would we allow Chinese and Russian scientists into our national labs, to say nothing of Iranians and Cubans and North Koreans, when they don't allow our scientists there? Do you know how many Chinese and Russian scientists were in our labs in the last fiscal year for which we had data?
If I seen your past testimony, I think the number's around 8,000.
8,000? You're out of the total, how many do you have?
So you have President Mr. Jones have.
What kind of species are you, girl?
If you invest in a small sum today, which approach would you use?
Well, I would use the approach that I think I'm using now of trying to search out businesses where I think they're selling at the lowest price relative to the discounted cash they would produce in the future. I think if you're working with a small amount of money, with exactly the same background that Charlie and I have, same ideas, same whatever ability we have, I think you could make very significant sums. So I would say if you're working with a small sum of money, and you're really interested in the business, willing to do the work, you will find, there's no question about it, you will find things that promise very large returns compared to what we will be able to deliver with large sums of money.
If you invest in a small sum today, which approach would you use?
Well, I would use the approach that I think I'm using now of trying to search out businesses where I think they're selling at the lowest price relative to the discounted cash they would produce in the future. I think if you're working with a small amount of money, with exactly the same background.
Professor, you've been very outspoken about the threat AI.
I know everybody.
The nominees for best collaborator. This woman came to court for child support, but she ended up squabbling with her ex-husband instead.
I would like an increase in my financial support.
How much are you receiving at this time?
$1,500 a month.
Did he come into the money that you know about?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Okay, how do you know?
His secretary.
His secretary told you?
It's his ex-lover.
Ex-lover. Okay. We're not going to get into all of that. How much money are we talking about?
The partnership itself made about $3 million. I see $50,000 distribution.
Now we're getting to
paid a debt of mine in the amount of $50,000.
Okay, what debt was that?
It was $1.
So you know that we could deem that as income, right?
You don't even touch my bank account.
It doesn't have to touch your bank account. We're sure.
I'm an attorney. I'm ready to buy.
on her Instagram that she's doing a lot of sense. I really don't think it's that.
Wait. That is not true. That is not true. You need to stop it. Excuse me. You need to stop it. Excuse me. Now I see why y'all can't get along. No, this isn't cheating. I don't care for now. $2,233 in DVD.
Did you tell them to make the right call? Or did this phone just get completely screwed over?
Hey guys, this is a $600 Coke machine I bought a few.
Yeah, they're not going to show you this side of Donald Trump. How do you feel about that? How do you feel?
I did good. I did 5 over 5 times what? 5 times over.
Whoa. That's not bad.
Mr. President, Jane was showing us beforehand we were very quick.
I'll never forget the moment when my friend Albert sacrificed his entire career for me. We were just kids, we were desperate to join the sporting academy. One day our chance finally came during the UA championship game. The sporting scouts were there, but there was only one spot left in the academy. And here's the catch, they told us that whoever scored the most goals would get in. I remember scoring the first goal, but Albert responded quickly with a header. It was neck and neck, and whoever scored next was going to lead one. Then something I'll never forget happened. Albert dribbled past the goalkeeper with a clear shot at goal, but instead of scoring, he passed the ball to me and I put it in the net. That moment changed my life. After the game, I asked Albert why he passed the ball. His answer, because you're better than me, and I believe in you. Those words stuck with me forever. Albert never became a professional footballer, but I made sure to take care of him. I bought him a mansion and some of the best cars, because that kind of loyalty and friendship deserves to be repaid. I'll never forget
That's
the moment when my friend Albert sacrificed his
that's true.
That's spiritual pressure.
What the hell was that?
Lucia and Reggie. I see. Thank heaven for that.
There's nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you. From Uncle Iro. Do evil actions come from ignorance? Some.
I guess it's obvious. My time's almost done. And for what? Their sacrifice ended in defeat and disgrace. I will die with that shame. You must forgive me. I realize I have no right to place this burden on you. And yet I must ask this one last favor. Please, would you protect the soul of society? Ichigo Kurosaki.
Yo, the whole back is wet.
Because light does not travel at an infinitely fast speed, 186,000 miles per second. That's fast, but it's not infinite. It's so not infinite that you would be frustrated having a phone conversation with someone on the moon because the delay is 3 seconds. You would speak. By the time they heard you, 3 seconds would have passed. That's how long it takes the light just to get to the moon. It takes 8 minutes, 20 seconds to get to the sun. It takes 100,000 years to cross the galaxy. It takes 1 billion years to get to the distant galaxy. 13.7 billion years to cross the universe. Put a pin in that fact. Another fact. The universe had a birth 13.7 billion years ago. So imagine a universe infinitely large. Now, put yourself in the middle. And I tell you, this universe was born 13.7 billion years ago. So, let's go out to the sphere around us. Go to the spot where light from objects has taken 13.7 billion years to reach you. You're going to be watching that object being born because its birth light is just now reaching. Because light does not travel at an infinitely fast speed. 186,000 miles per second. That's fast, but it's not infinite. It's so not infinite that you would be frustrated having a phone conversation with someone on the moon because the delay is 3 seconds. You would speak. By the time they heard you, 3 seconds would have passed.
Stolen?
Sorry?
Stolen?
Joseph Lassen.
the stock value is far removed from zero, then
I'm sorry.
Ben?
Ben. All right, now, let's give Ben a chance for some extra credit, shall we? We're going to call this the game show, right?
Ben, suppose you're on a game show, and you are given a chance to choose from 3 different doors, all right? Now, behind one of the doors is a new car. Behind the other 2, goods. Which door would you choose? Door number 1. Door number 1. Ben chooses door number 1. All right, now, the game show host, who, by the way, knows what's behind all the other doors, decides to open another door. Let's say you choose door number 3, behind which sits a goat. Now, then, the interest comes up to you and says, Ben, you want to stay with door number 1 or go with door number 2? Now, in your interest to switch your choice. Now, wait, remember, the host knows where the power is, so I know he's not playing a trick on you, trying to use reverse psychology to get you to pick a goat. But I don't really care. I mean, my answer's based on statistics, based on variable change. Variable change, which is just asked you a simple question. Yeah, just change everything. You know, like, well, when I was originally asked to choose a door, I had a 33% chance of choosing right. But after he opens one of the doors, and then we offer some of the choices now, 66.7%. Choose to switch. So, yeah, to number 2, and keep an extra 33%. Stolen? Sorry? Stolen? Joseph Lapson published.
How many men do you have? 100 100 men to gather their equipment and get on the trucks. To that's classified.
Come on, man. Stop shitting. Don't got enough bullets for all of us. Pull as many as you can. Whoever's left, they'll beat them every place out. You don't talk to us like that. Shut the fuck up. It's Tula. It's in our mind. We don't leave unless we know why.
They're going to Chernobyl.
We dig up coal, not bodies.
The reactor fuel is going to sink into the ground and poison the water from here to the Black Sea. Forever. I want you to stop that from happening.
How did it get so cold?
How many men do you have?
It says, notice how the poorest and the hardest working people always the first to sacrifice everything without hesitation. Always.
If regarding to our crew, the business, as we have said, we are the boats. This is the boats. We want to call it our crew, this is what's done. So we can this is our music.
Where did you learn how to public speak? You're really good at lying out of your mouth. What have I lied about? Name one thing I lied tonight about. Name a stat. Name a second thing. No, name a stat. I said that's wrong.
You said 11 million jobs. You said 50%.
Yes, 11 million jobs are open for blue-collar work, according to Mike Rowe, and according to 3 independent studies for the Department of Labor. Name another stat. I said that's wrong.
I guess my main point
Name a third stat that I said that's wrong.
When you say a stat, or you just say numbers, it's helpful usually when you're public speaking to say where you got that information. Because people who disagree with you might.
So give me, no, but you give some examples. Where did I lie or say a stat that's not true?
You need to work on not doing confirmation bias.
Wait, hold on, no, but you come up here and say, oh, how did you with a high school education learn to spew BS? Say one thing I said that was wrong, misleading, unfactual, not rooted in data. One thing.
Right now.
I'm asking you a question.
I was just making a comment and you're spinning it. That's what you're really good at. That's why I think
You came up here and insulted me. I'm asking you, how have I misled this audience? And you come unprepared, like not with a single data. I thought you'd at least have like one gotcha, man. Like one number, like one thing. 11 million job openings according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics that require muscular labor and require just a 6-month technical training degree. That is true. At the apex, 15,000 people coming across the southern border every single day. I just said it's down a little bit. That is true. What have I said that's incorrect?
Moving on.
You're good at what you do, but not for the word people.
Where did you learn how to You're really good at lying out of your What have I lied about? Name one thing I lied tonight about. Name a second thing. No, name a stat. I said that's wrong.
You said 11 million jobs. You said 50.
Yes, 11 million jobs are open for blue-collar work. Mike?
Money is not food. Money is not energy. Money is not housing. Money is not healthcare, okay? If we give everybody money, we have not increased the amount of actual resources and assets we have in our society. Okay, so you don't make society richer by giving people money. You make society richer by creating and having more resources and assets. So if I give everybody more money, all happens to the price of car. But if I give you a bit of money and him a lot of money, then he gets richer and you get poorer because you have a bit more money, but the prices have gone up relative to both of your increases in money. So I think this is the thing I want to, and the reason I'm hammering this down is they did that in COVID and they got away with it. And to be honest, the Conservative government lucked out with the Ukraine war because that took the entire blame for the inflation, which in my opinion was caused by their massive increase in the policy. Money is not food. Money is not energy. Money is not housing. Money is not healthcare, okay? If we give everybody money, we have not increased the amount of actual resources and assets we have in our society. Okay, so you don't make society richer by giving people money. You make society richer by creating and having more.
People know for a long time that Mercury's orbit wasn't closing on itself the way Newtonian physics said that it should. It was shifting by a little bit, 43 arc seconds per century, a little tiny shift, and no one could figure out why. Some suggest maybe there's another planet called Vulcan that was out there pulling on the motion of Mercury. But Einstein says that doesn't make much sense to me. Let me recalculate Mercury's motion using my new equations. And by his own account, when he looked at the results, he had heart palpitations that lasted for hours because the math showed the same answer that the observers had. That was a real key moment for Einstein. In fact, there's a quote, something snapped inside of me. That was the moment when he knew that he had looked into reality in a way that nobody previously had. But a real test, not to retrofit, but to predict something that no one has seen before. People know for a long time that Mercury's orbit wasn't closing on itself the way Newtonian physics said that it should. It was shifting by a little bit.
How you doing, sir? You mind if I help you out? No charge.
What's going on, Dave?
This is the I don't respect him. Did you have a father that you respected? I didn't disrespect my father. So that's the thing. So stop it there, right? And you didn't even have the prime example of what you needed to carry your love for men in your later ages. Your father wasn't there to instill certain traits in you, so you would accept a man's love. God's love comes through the father. So since you don't really know how to experience and digest the Father's love, that means that you don't really know how to experience and take God's love, because that's where the love trickles down from, right? The Father's love is much different than the Mother's love. The Mother's love is more avocado love. You fall down, you get back up, oh baby, it's okay. You fall down, get back up, oh baby, it's okay. To the point when you're falling down so much, the Father's like, stop falling, right? And then you do it. When the Father will tell you that the first time, right? Why are you tripping and falling? Get up. It's a trinitarian love. God's love is disciplinary. God wants you to repent before you go to heaven. That means that tell me what you did wrong, repent your sins, and then you'll get to the promised land. But if you don't repent, he gets you. And that's that Father's love. If you're not changing your behaviors, then hey, get out of it. I don't respect him. Did you have a father that you respected? I didn't disrespect my father. That's the thing.
There's an asteroid the size of the rose bowl headed towards Earth. It's called Apollos, named for the Egyptian god of death and darkness. It'll have a close approach to Earth in the year 2029. It will come close enough to Earth to dip below our orbiting communication satellites. For that passage, that will be the closest, largest thing we have ever observed in the history of our observation. The uncertainty in its orbit at this moment is such that for that passage, there is a range of orbits it could have, which, if it goes through what we call the keyhole, Earth's gravity on it will be just right. That the next time around, it will hit Earth 7 years later, April 13th.
If it goes to the center of the keyhole, it'll hit the Pacific Ocean 500 kilometers west of Santa Monica. It'll plunge into the Pacific Ocean to a depth of 3 miles. At that depth, it will explode, cavitating the ocean with a hole 3 miles wide. 3 miles. That impulse will send a tsunami wave that will basically wipe out the entire west coast of the United States and the east coast of Asia. There's an asteroid the size of the rose pole headed towards Earth. It's called Apophis, named for the Egyptian god of
You
death.
swear that that's a good shorts.
In the year 2029, it will come close enough to Earth to dip below our orbiting communication satellite. For
There's the
that
back
patch,
torn.
that would be the closest, largest thing we have ever.
So a lot of these things are tearing now.
The uncertainty in its orbit at this moment is such that for that passage, there is a range of orbits it could have, which if it goes through what we're calling the keyhole, Earth's gravity line will be just right. That the next time around, it will hit Earth 7 years later, April 13th. If it goes to the center of the keyhole, it'll hit the Pacific Ocean 500 kilometers west of Santa Monica. It'll plunge into the Pacific Ocean to a depth of 3 miles. At that depth, it will explode, cavitating the ocean with a hole 3 miles wide. 3 miles. That impulse will send a tsunami wave that will basically wipe out the entire west coast of the United States and the east coast of Asia. There's an asteroid the size of the rose pole headed towards.
Why would you choose to worship a creator god who forbade man to actually eat from the tree of knowledge, one which you have obviously eaten from because you are a rather knowledgeable man? Why would you choose to worship this sort of deity who would have kept you dumb?
That's a very good question. I'll tell you why it's a good question. I noticed it was asked originally by a snake.
Rats!
That is not implying any offense at all. Because. Well, let me try to answer your question. Do I worship a god who wants to keep me down? Tell you the kind of god I worship. I worship the kind of god who made me in his image and coded himself into humanity, came into our world to provide a basis through his death and resurrection that I could become something that I was not by creation, and that is a son of God. The notion that God is trying to keep us down is actually the original lie.
Why would you choose to worship a creator god who forbade man to actually eat from the tree of knowledge, one which you have obviously eaten from because you are a rather knowledgeable man? Why would you choose to worship this sort of deity who would have kept you dumb?
That's a very good question. I'll tell you why it's a good question. I noticed it was asked originally by a snake. That is not implying any offense at all. Because. Well, let me try to answer your question. Do I worship a god who...
Sing now is my normal state.
Okay, guys, remember, these scalpels are razor sharp, okay? When you get your partner, put it down and let them pick it up. Good. Now, you may need to...
Why? Because only 10 other people in the world have seen what you're about to see, to be honest. We don't trust you.
Big present. Yes, and a brand new Sharp LR35902 core at 4.19 MHz with 8 kilobytes internal RAM. No color screen.
Color, you need 8 batteries instead of 4. It's too expensive. This gives you 30 hours of gameplay. All $39.
What's it called?
It's called the Game Boy. Go ahead, try it. Why? Because only 10 other people in the world have seen what you're about to see, to be honest. You don't trust her.
When the Game Boy came out,
Yes.
I first played the Game Boy in Macy's in the Bronx, in New York. That was.
If you ask me how they built the pyramids, I will tell you I don't know. If you ask me how they constructed the Sphinx temple, they carved out those huge blocks of stone that weighed 50 or more tons and moved them in such tight spaces with such tight tolerances, I don't know. Sometimes people say, you bring in thousands of slaves or whatnot. Well, there's no evidence for that, and where would you have them stand when you're building the Sphinx temple? And you can try to hypothesize levers and that type of thing, but this has been said before, and I've seen off-the-record footage of it, where they tried to just construct a little pyramid with very small blocks, and then they end up using modern machines, and they still aren't very successful. So there's a real resistance, I find, among a lot of my academic colleagues to want to even suggest that people could have known things in the past that we don't know now, or if they knew something in the past that we don't know now, it was so trivial that it was worth forgetting. If you ask me how they built the pyramids, I will tell you I don't know. If you ask me how they constructed the Sphinx temple, they carved out those huge blocks of stone that weighed 50 or more tons and moved them in such tight spaces with such tight tolerances, I don't know. Sometimes people say, you bring in thousands of slaves or whatnot. Well, there's no evidence for that, and where would you have them stand when you're building the Sphinx temple? And you can try to hypothesize levers and that type of thing, but
I like that.
It's never been measured. So I've no idea how high my IQ is. Should we try to save the Earth instead of trying to get off it? They're linked. But it's a very serious question. It's really important to say that nobody I've spoken to, certainly in my opinion, is that you don't try and go into space and up to Moon, Mars, build space stations and so on, so you can escape the Earth when you've messed it up, because the opposite. The idea is that by going into space, building infrastructure, ultimately accessing resources in space, and all the good things you can do in space, drug development, developing semiconductors, all sorts of industries that you can imagine in Earth orbit, you save the Earth, because the Earth is the best place in the universe, because we evolved on it, and it's unique. So the idea of going into space is not to mess the Earth up and then escape it. It is exactly the opposite. I was involved in a discussion yesterday, actually, really interesting. One of the experts in the space economy said that really we shouldn't think of the space economy as space. We should think of it as the economy. And so it is not far. Right? It's just 100 miles up there. So it's about, we're in London, so it's about the distance from London to Birmingham. If you go from London to Birmingham and go that way, you end up somewhere where you can do stuff that is useful, and it can produce economic growth, produce things like interesting drugs, for example, medicines and things which are not easy to build on Earth and so on. So you should think of space now, not as a thing, a separate thing, but as a place where there's an opportunity to do stuff that benefits us all here on Earth. It's never been measured. So I have no idea how high my IQ is. Should we try to save the Earth instead of trying to get off it? They're linked. But it's a very serious question. It's really important to say that nobody I've spoken to, certainly in my opinion, is that you don't try and go into space and up to Moon, Mars, build space stations and so on, so you can escape the Earth when you've messed it up, because the opposite. The idea is that by going into space, building infrastructure, ultimately accessing resources in space, and all the good things you can do in space, drug development, developing semiconductors, all sorts of industries that you can imagine in Earth orbit, you save the Earth, because the Earth is the best place in the universe, because we evolved on it, and it's unique. So the idea of going into space is not to mess the Earth up and then escape it. It is exactly the opposite. I was involved in a discussion yesterday, actually, really interesting. One of the experts in the space economy said to me that really we shouldn't think of the space economy as space. We should think of it as the economy. And so it is not far. Right? It's just 100 miles up there. So it's about, we're in London, so it's about the distance from London to Birmingham. If you go from London to Birmingham and go that way, you end up somewhere where you can do stuff
that is useful, and it can produce economic growth, it can produce things like interesting drugs, for example, medicines and things which are not easy to build on Earth and so on. So you should think of space now, not as a thing, a separate thing, but as a place where there's an opportunity to do stuff that benefits us all here on Earth. It's never been measured. So I've no idea.
Where in the heck it...
A psychologist in one session said that, well, I know two children that came from the same environment, and if the environment is everything, one turned out to be a gangster, the other a minister. If the environment is everything, how do you get those differences? The minute you pick up one turnout and start playing with it, and the other stands there with that lip out, you're making jealousy and envy. There's no such thing as the same environment. So when I pick up my little girl, I pick up my older little boy. You never work with one job. Why can't you keep your area clean? Your brother does all the time. You leave all your things around. Well, when he trips and falls down the stairs, his brother smiles. And then he smiles. But he does smile. So we build these artificialities in the world we live in today. A psychologist in one session said that, well, I know two children that came from the same environment, and if the environment is everything, one turned out to be a gangster, the other a minister. If the environment is everything, how do you get those differences? The minute you pick up one turnout and start playing with it, and the other stands there with that lip out,
Because oftentimes we don't get a peace before we follow God. It's an Abraham moment where he said, Abraham, go there. Where? I'll tell you when you get there. So we got to have those moments where we step out in peace, and God's calling you into something, but you're waiting on peace. You're waiting on perfection. You're waiting for all these things. And God's going, would you just trust me that I know the best?
Now you're not being fair with me. Now you're being dishonest. I told you flat out, there's no way that a thinking person can believe in God because the book tells you so. Okay, that's not now. Well, you went right back to that. Come on, sir. Are we going to talk right or not? No, we're not. You're going to correct it. Come on. You're running circles, and that's not fair. We agreed earlier. I do not believe God exists because the book, the Bible, tells me so. You believe it because the book told you to believe that Jesus? No. And I'm going to have to go on to somebody else real soon if we don't start communicating better. Fair enough? Okay. I believe God exists because the evidence of order and design and creation points to an intelligent mind. I believe God exists because I experienced moral absolutes, which points to a moral lawgiver. I believe God exists because the evidence is life comes from life, not from non-life. Therefore, it's more plausible and reasonable for me to believe, in the beginning, a living being created life. Not in the beginning, non-life created life. That's why I believe God exists. It has nothing to do with any book. It has to do with an observation of life. Okay, that's why I believe God exists. Now, why do I believe the Gospels are historically accurate? Because I have tests that I use to determine whether any document claims to be historical is reliable. My tests are four: internal consistency, literary style, archaeological evidence, and manuscript evidence. And the Gospels have flying colors, as does the Quran. If you're going to tell me Muhammad never lived, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Muhammad was a real historical person. Yeah. All right, now are we clear? Now you're not being fair with me. Now you're being dishonest. I told you flat out, there's no way that a thinking person could...
One of the interesting debates or ideas in science is known as the Fermi paradox, named after the great scientist Enrico Fermi, by the way. The Fermi paradox simply states that if life is reasonably common in a galaxy such as ours, the galaxy is pretty much as old as the universe, and trillions of planets. So it would seem that there's plenty of space, plenty of time for civilizations to arise. And yet, as far as we can tell, not one of them has had any trace of its existence. And you would expect that if a civilization became even slightly more advanced than ours, imagine us if we last another 1,000, or 2,000, or 10,000, or 100,000, or a million years. So imagine where we would be. You would think that we would be visible on the sky. And yet there is no visible on the sky as far as we can tell. But one of the interesting debates or ideas in science is known as the Fermi paradox, named after the great scientist Enrico Fermi, by the way. The Fermi paradox simply states that if life is reasonably common in a galaxy such as ours,
What's this I hear? You can use a wormhole to travel backwards in time.
having started to think out wormholes, it became pretty obvious to me rather quickly that if I get my wife, Carolee, one up the wormhole, she carries it at high speed in a rocket ship, and I keep the other worm out of the home. She sees me age by 50 years back on Earth, while she ages only 1 year going out and coming back. Through the wormhole, we've aged the same rate, we're the same age. And the issue is, at the moment that you can first time travel, the first thing that goes through, it can be vacuum fluctuations. But that enter her mouth of the wormhole, come out of my mouth, go back, and arrive back at her mouth at the very moment they started out. Now you have twice as much in the same place in space and time.
So this is a runaway.
So it's a runaway, and so this runaway builds up. And then we come to the Hawking's censorship conjecture. In the end, the law of quantum gravity won't save the day. The wormhole will be destroyed, and any time machine, any that civilization, they will be destroyed when they try to turn it on by these vacuum fluctuations.
What's this I hear? You can use a wormhole to travel backwards in time.
Having started to think out wormholes, it became pretty obvious to me rather.
This is a real thing that happened. A chef was on the toilet. The whole ship was suddenly overturned by a huge wave. Harrison, who was sitting on the toilet, was thrown down. The whole toilet was instantly plunged into darkness. There were constant screams coming from outside. Intense fear and uneasiness surged through his mind. He rushed out to check the situation. 3 co-workers were opening the door to escape. He tried to help them. He was horrified to find the water level was rising rapidly. The hatch was jammed by the water pressure and could not be opened. He realized there was no way to open it. Harrison decided to look for a life jacket first. He turned around and went into the hatch. There was a lot of shouting going on outside. He quickly grabbed a life jacket and a solar light. He was ready to leave, but realized the door could not be pushed open. This meant that the water level had risen dramatically. It may even have flooded the passageway completely. Slowly, he felt that it was getting quieter outside. The only sound he heard was the hull hitting the bottom, and the light in his hand soon ran out of power. The room was dark. Taliesin could only wait in his room for help, but as the water level rose, he realized the oxygen in this room is running out. He's desperate to stay here and die. He might as well swim out and try. When the water pressure dropped, he pushed the door open. He took a deep breath. He plunged into the cold water. In the darkness, he felt his way. He touched a colleague who had been killed. Fear rushed through his chest, but he forced himself to calm down. Luckily, he managed to swim to the office. It really wasn't flooded, but after being immersed in the cold water for so long, Harrison's body was losing heat. He built a pontoon out of the planks that had floated up, so he could climb up. To avoid being submerged for so long, hungry, he groped around. He found a bottle of Coke and a box of canned fish, and so he waited quietly for help. Because the environment is so serene, the sound of the water under the sea became clearer. That day, he heard a boat moving on the surface, but they just put up markers and left. He didn't see anyone come down to rescue him. 3 days later, he saw a bright light. He knew it was the rescue team. Harrison tapped as hard as he could to make noise. He saw the light slowly approaching the door. Harrison was about to swim towards it, but then he saw the divers heading the other way. He was about to go after them. Unfortunately, the diver was swimming too fast. Harrison couldn't believe what he was seeing. Was he doomed to die at the bottom of the ocean? As Harrison's despair set in, another light appeared. This time it was closer to him, so he swam for it. He reached out and grabbed the diver's foot. In the darkness, the diver was examining the remains. He is frightened by the sudden appearance of the object. After a brief moment of shock, Harrison swam back to the office with the diver. He explained the situation. As Harrison had been on the bottom of... This is a real thing that happened. A chef was on the toilet. The whole ship...
Prime Minister Stark was going to meet with President Trump.
This student asks Cliff a very tough question, and Cliff doesn't know the answer. But still, the student.
When the first Muslims were being massacred and chased out of Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Go to this kingdom, for there is a righteous man who is a Christian." Imagine the Prophet of Islam is telling his followers to seek safety to the Christian. What a beautiful story. Never share, to build love. How could Islam teach Muslims that Christians are the infidel when the Prophet Muhammad said to go to them in your time? He even tried to come and take those first Muslims away from the kingdom of that Christian. He said, "I wouldn't give you these men if you give me all the gold in the world." Now, is that a story that's going to make someone love a Christian? But they don't tell you this. They don't tell you that a predominantly Muslim country was the one that saved almost every Jew that came to them in World War II, which was Albania. Albanians are very secular, but predominantly Muslim. They've never made a movie about that. Imagine that. There's a country that not a single Jew died in World War II. How many World War II countries? Hitler sneezed, 5 people survived. No. This is a movie that's actually a true story. That's never told, because why show them Muslims? It's not about believe what I believe. I tell people I could be wrong. Please double check what I'm telling you. when the first Muslims were being massacred and chased out of Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Go to this kingdom, for there is a righteous man." He was a Christian. Imagine, the Prophet of Islam is telling his followers to seek safety to the Christians. What a beautiful story. Never shit, to build love. How could he not teach Muslims that?
When they're on the black hole planet.
It's Miller's planet.
Miller's planet.
That's
Sorry.
the water planet.
The planet orbiting Gargantua. So my two issues was, if it's tidal, would it be that peaky? And if it's any kind of wave, how could it still leave the water laying around its vicinity and then just be that big as it came by?
So there is a type of wave called a solitary wave. This particular kind of wave was discovered in the 1700s. A boat that was being pulled by horsemen, and it was just starting up, and it created this wave that traveled down a channel, a canal, and it was peaked like the wave in Interstellar. The wave in Interstellar, I have to admit, it was exaggerated. And so the theory of these waves, the dispersion and the steepening is due to nonlinearity, the dispersion.
Shut the fuck up. Where's Chip? Everybody needs a fucking rest. Yeah. What else is there? Jealousy is as fierce as the grain from solar sun. Toni Morrison? His parents fucking go. Got sick people in here can't get proper treatment. Chapman ain't got no stripe for her life, but bitch gets a red carpet laid out for her. Vegan pro. He probably got that on the knees with a mouthful of that pink did. Yes! I am white. We have established that. And I got furloughed too. I get spiteful through the wings again. And as a speaker for the entire white race, I would like to say I am sorry that you guys got the wrong. But I love my fucking grandma. And yeah, she made me a waiting too. She's a fucking person. And she's sick and she needs me. So shut the fuck up. So shut the fuck up.
Can I say something? Good. How was Jesus created? By the command of God. Show me where it says that in your Quran, because I guarantee it doesn't say that. You read the Quran? Yes, I have read the Quran. I told you I read that. Show me where it says that, in the same way that it says about Adam, that he said he was created from dust and clay. Show me where it says that in the Quran. Because you're making these arguments, and I'm trying to say to you, these titles, the way Jesus was created, the titles that he's given are very special. The fact that he's virgin, so everything is very special about Jesus. Why is it Jesus? Why is Jesus? You guys can't seem to explain it. You always give excuses. You ask the question. Yes. Why does it say that he was created by the command, like how he saw this murder? Yes. Why does it say that Jesus was created by the command? I'll show you. I'll say that's right.
Verily, the example of Jesus to Allah is like that of Adam. He created him from dust, and then he said to him, "Be," and he was. I do regarding his creation to
Yes, he was created in the same command that Adam.
the truth is from your Lord, so do not be amongst those who are the doubters. Okay? Then whoever argues with you about it after this, after the knowledge has come to you, say, "Come, let us call our sons and your sons, our women and your women, ourselves and yourselves," and then supplicate earnestly together, and invoke the curse of Allah upon the lions.
Okay, that's very slow. Okay, we've been wrong. Okay. So he was created in the same command as let's say. Can I say something? Good. How was Jesus created? By the command of God. Show me where it says that in your Quran, because I guarantee it doesn't say that. You read the Quran? Yes, I have read the Quran. I told you I read that. Show me where it says that, in the same way that it says about Adam, that he said he was created from dust and clay. Show me where it says that in your Quran. Because you're making these arguments, and I'm trying to say to you, these titles, the way Jesus was.
You know the problem I have with theologians of religious sects such as Muslims, Christians, and other forms of the like. And this is why I say I'm not a religious Christian. I see myself as just a Christian, meaning I follow the path of Yeshua, the Son of God, or the Christ. I try not to argue about certain details. The reason why is because what matters most is the comprehension of the details. We all don't need to see exactly pixel for pixel, point for point, detail for detail, eye to eye. What's more important is that we both comprehend the moral principle of the truth. So whether someone is a religious Christian or a Muslim or whatever, doesn't matter to me. What matters is that we get the truth. And I realize that Christians, Muslims, and other religious sects alike love to argue about whose version of understanding God is right. So it comes off more like a contest than actually looking for the word of Yah. And that's where I can't get into that. Like, if you're just wanting to have a big dick contest because you want to prove that your religion or how you learned about God is the best and only way, then I don't think you really believe or even know of God. Because y'all, this is just common sense, in my opinion. This doesn't even take any large amounts of wisdom or, oh man, you're a genius or whatever. One would think with all the different types of cultures and race and stuff like that, y'all would have to account for, how do I find my people, his people, right, in the mire of all the societal lies that will come up. There are going to be Christ-like people, not meaning the way of Yah in terms of Christ-like, right? Whether you're a Muslim that believes Yeshua was a prophet, or you're a Christian and you believe Yeshua is God incarnate. It doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is, the point is, Yeshua, either versions of these, is the way and the light. That's the point. So whichever version you believe in, that's fine. So we're supposed to be following this way. When we die, we can ask Yah, did you come in, did you manifest yourself through your own son and being, or did you come as a prophet? Like, and to be honest with you, I don't see me asking Yah that. I don't think it matters, in my opinion. Yah will let me know, no, that's not actually my son. That wasn't me. That was my son. And because you believed in him, or you believed in me through him, I'll let you rock. Or it could be, nah, that was me, bro. That was me. I was there. I decided to come in your forum, just see how you pieces of shit live. And then I felt sorry for y'all, so I decided. Yeah, that's me. I decided not to kill you guys, like I did the last time. Then I'd be like, oh, okay. See how either version makes no difference? It really doesn't. That does not change the price of tea in China, or what's the word for this thing here? Or change my soul. I don't see how that would, logically speaking, or even spiritually speaking. Like, I can tell y'all, I claim ignorance. Like, that's it. I claim ignorance. No, you were supposed to know. There's no way for me to know that. I know you, the creator, but there's no way for me to know. All I can do is believe. And in my belief, I'm like, all right, I'll just wait till the belief is the consideration. So like when people ask me, so Trifles, what do you think about Yeshua? Is he God incarnate through a human being, or is he simply the son of man, the son of God, or whichever versions people or whatever? Because I was not there, although I make the jokes that I'm old enough to be walking the earth with Yeshua or whatever, although I make those stupid little jokes. Although I was not there, right, there is no human concrete evidence that I have come across, not that it does not exist, that I have not come across for me to know Yeshua lived. All I can do is believe he lived based on testimony, because there is no evidence that I have come across to know. If anyone studies syntax English, you will literally comprehend every single thing I just said. So with that being stated, then I'm like, okay, cool. Then that means Yah has to find that means y'all will have to find a way to make everyone comprehend his existence or its existence, right? Or her existence. Well, I would believe the Almighty Creator doesn't have a sex. Like, that's for us because we're losers. So in that, when I see them doing this, it's annoying because it's like the Christian asks the Muslim a question. Like, do you want the truth or you want to try to prove the Muslim wrong? That's ego. Like, ask a question and shut up and listen. Perhaps you'll learn something. Then he's sitting here badgering the Muslim guy, and then the Muslim guy just opens up the Quran because the guy says, where in the Quran it says that? I read the Quran back and forth. I didn't say nowhere it said. And the guy opens the book and reads exactly from the Quran where it says that. Now the guy looks like an idiot because he wasn't being humble. Here, listen.
It's great, okay. The titles that he's given are very special. The fact that he's virgin, so everything is very special about Jesus. Why is it Jesus? Why not Jesus? You guys can't seem to explain it. You always give excuses. You ask the question. Yes. Why does it say that he's created by the command, like how you saw this? Yes. Why does it say that Jesus was created by the command of the Sharia? That's a magic branch. Verily, the example of Jesus to Allah is like that of Adam. He created him from dust, and then he said to him, be, and he was. I do regarding his creation. That he was created in the same command of Adam. The truth is from your Lord, so do not be amongst those who are the doubters. Okay? Then whoever argues with you about it after this, after the knowledge has come to you, say, come, let us call our sons and your sons, our women and your women, ourselves and yourselves, and then supplicate earnestly together, and invoke the curse of Allah upon the lions. Okay, that's right. Okay, man. You've been wrong. Perfect. So he was created in the same command as
see that thing right there when he goes fair play. It's like, to me, that this is just to me. That sounds like he was never in seek of it. He was never, although he admits he's wrong, it doesn't seem like he was actually in search of the truth. It has nothing to do with fair play. It just has everything to do with you seeking knowledge. Well, why does it have to be a fair play? Well, why do you have to prove him wrong? Why does that to me is my problem. That's why I have issues. That's why I have issues having these type of conversations with religious people, because it's like, are you really trying to help find the truth, or you just want to prove that you're right or your sect is right? And it's mad annoying. Okay, some dude says, ask question, this is how we talk to each other. People are naive. People don't have to feel sorry for themselves. Yeah, like, come on, man. Just listen to the guy. So now we know in the Quran he says that. That's knowledge. I'm like, oh, where it says that in the Quran? All right, cool.
So this is a picture of the edge of the universe. That is a picture of the edge of the visible universe. We can't ever see farther than that. It's not possible. Why? Well, because there's no light coming from beyond that point. Why? Because the universe is expanding. Huh? Stay with me. We've observed that every galaxy in the universe that isn't gravitationally bound to our galaxy is moving away from us, and doing so in a very uniform fashion. Without fail, we measure that the farther away that a galaxy is, the faster that it appears to be receding from us. Right? And that's a peculiar observation. I mean, a relationship that reliably linear is consistent with and really only makes sense if the galaxies themselves aren't actually moving, but rather the space between them is in some sense growing. What? I don't get it. Well, here's an analogy. Imagine that the galaxies are like raisins in a ball of dough, which is rising as it bakes. From the perspective of any of the raisins, all of the others appear to move away from it with greater speeds at greater distances. But see, the raisins, galaxies, aren't themselves moving. The thing that they're embedded in, the dough, space, is expanding. See, this pattern here is just what naturally arises with things in an expanding medium. So this is a picture of the edge of the universe.
Okay.
That is a picture of the edge of the visible universe. We can't ever.
Couple came in, found out they've been married to each other for 30 years. And the wife sat down and she said, we don't argue. We don't believe in arguing. We don't have any money problems. So I was beginning to wonder, did they come in and tell me what a good marriage they had? Then she started crying. And she said, the problem is, I just don't feel any love coming from him. We're like roommates, and I just feel empty inside. But I looked over at her husband, and he said, I don't understand her. I do everything I can to show her that I love her. I said, well, what do you do to show your love to her? He said, well, I get home from work before she does. I start the evening meal. Sometimes I have it ready when she gets home. If not, she'll help. After we eat, I wash the dishes every night. On Thursday, I vacuum the floors. On Saturday, I wash the car. I mow the grass. I help her with the laundry. He went on, and I was beginning to wonder, what does this woman do? It sounded to me like he was doing everything. And I looked back at her, and she started crying. She said, he's right. He's a hard-working man. But we don't ever talk. We haven't talked in 20 years. He's not always blowing the grass, washing the dishes, vacuuming the floors. And I realized here was a sincere husband who was doing everything he knew to do to show his wife that he loved, and a wife that did not get.
Even though it's not on.
So eventually I took time to sit down and read several years of notes and ask myself the question, when someone said in my office, I feel like my spouse doesn't love me, what did they want?
I did.
Where?
It's over there.
Oh, okay.
Couple came in, found out they've been married to each other for 30 years. And the wife sat down.
Well, it's 12. About 20 more minutes, I'll come on.
We don't have any money problems. And I was beginning to wonder, did they come in and tell me what a good marriage they had? Then she said,
and if you ever meet Ronnie, you'll realize you're like, I'm such an idiot to look down on him or not want him to be with. He is the most chill, easy, fun kid in the world. He goes to work, he goes home, he takes care of his body, he plays video games, he breathes a little bit, and then he comes back and does the same thing, and he still has the motivation. He doesn't have to. Ronnie doesn't have to play basketball at all. It's not like he needs the money. He can do whatever he wants to do. Like if he wants to be the CEO of my company, he can be that. But he's like, this is my career, this is my goals, this is my aspiration, and I want to play ball. This is something I love, and I love that kid. He's awesome. He's awesome. And if you ever meet Ronnie, then you'll realize you're like, I'm such an idiot to look down on him or not want him to be with. He is the most chill, easy, fun kid in the world. He goes to work, he goes home, he takes care of his body, he plays video games, he breathes a little bit, and then he comes back and does the same thing, and he still has the motivation. He didn't have to. Ronnie doesn't have to play back.
Not that I want to talk about it. So I asked you, choose one of them. You said 9, 2, 1, 8. So start. Now the first thing you do is to put my video whatever. The line is not the first thing for me.
It has all of our support. For folks following it, Democrats supported it, Republicans supported it. So why isn't this moving? It's not because there's no substance for it. All 4 witnesses testifying today are in support of it. Republicans are in support, Democrats are in support. So what happened? Well, on December 17th, at 4:15 in the morning, Elon Musk began firing off a barrage of social media posts opposing pharmacy benefit manager reform, PBM reform. And all of a sudden, this bill that had almost unanimous support fell apart in a matter of hours. And the vote was postponed on that day after the tweets. It gets canceled. Elon Musk tweets, we have nearly 435 members of Congress all on board in it. He sends one tweet and all of a sudden, everyone backs off. And it kills drug pricing reform that saves people money on their insulin, on their asthma inhalers, everything that they need. And then, to kick it off, 5 days after he kills pharmacy benefit manager reform, we get this tweet from Elon Musk. What is a pharmacy benefit manager. This was at 1:02 a.m. on December 31st of 2024, 5 days or so, a couple days after he killed Bill. So the problem here is not a substance issue. It's not a process issue. It's an oligarchy issue. It's a power issue. And this is where the power of the people of the United States reside. Whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, everyone here was elected to be accountable to the people of the United States, not to be governed by tweets, but to be governed by their duly elected representation. And so we can get this done because there are more of us than there are of him. It has all of our support. From folks following it, Democrats supported it, Republicans supported it. So why isn't this moving? It's not because there's no substance for it. All four witnesses testifying today are in support of it. Republicans are in support. Democrats are in support. So
First and Constitution doesn't refer to God. It only articulates the structure of government.
So first of all, remember that we were a state and the written state constitutions were 9 out of 13 of the original states required you to be a vital Christian to serve government at the time of the 13 out of 13 required a declaration of faith. 9 out of 13 required to be a Protestant. Except Catholic. Still required a declaration. Almost every single one of the original state constitutions in Pennsylvania included. They had, I profess authority to the Christ as my Lord and Savior and the original state constitution. Go to a reflection of state before that. The second thing, 55 and 56, the original sign of the Declaration of Bible belief in Christian. The common law is inherited from Blackstone, Scripture. The common law is an outgrowth of the Scriptures. So let's go to three principles of common law: presumption of innocence, due process, and inherited appearance. All three are biblical principles wrapped into the ultimate biblical principle that you shall not favor justice when you are rich or poor. Leviticus 19, right before, I'll say this part of Leviticus 19, which is that love your neighbor as yourself, but before that is that in the administration of justice, you shall not favor the rich or the poor, which is the idea of blind justice, to get that correct, which is incorporated also in the New Testament ideal, either slave or free, or you're all one in Jesus Christ, or they equality. These are all biblical ideas. They're not Enlightenment ideas, which is they kind of get inflated at the time. But more important than that, they say that God was only mentioned 4 times in the Declaration of Independence. Well, that's a big deal. Okay, the laws of nature and nature of God. In the last paragraph of the Declaration, reads the prayer. It says, "We appeal to the supreme Judge of the universe." Who's the Judge of the universe? Jesus Christ. It says in Revelation that Jesus will judge the earth on his throne. In the Declaration, they were praying to Christ our Lord as a prayer very specifically. Thirdly, as I said on the stage yesterday, Deuteronomy was by far the most quoted book, religious or non-religious, in the time of the founding when they were putting together the Constitution. More than John Locke, more than Montesquieu, more than Blackstone. The book of Deuteronomy, which talks about laws, customs, tradition, was most farewell address. As he's about to say goodbye, say, hey, good luck in Canaan, guys. Here's how you should set up your form of government. But finally, and most importantly, let's look at actually what the founders said. John Adams famously said the Constitution was only written for a moral, religious people. It was wholly inadequate for people of any other. The body politic of America was so Christian, it was so Protestant, that our form and structure of government was built for the people that believed in Christ our Lord. One of the reasons we're living through a constitutional crisis is that we no longer have a Christian nation, but we have a Christian form of government, and there you cannot have liberty if you do not have a Christian population.
Margaret Hill's this declaration only refers to Constitution. Constitution doesn't refer to God. It only articulates the structure of government.
So first of all, remember that we were a bunch of states in common, and you need to read the state constitution.
If you travel close to the speed of light, then distance is shrunk. The one number I always have in my mind is that the Large Hadron Collider is the protons go around the ring, which is 27 kilometers in circumference, and they go around at 99.99999% speed of light. At that speed, distance is shrunk by a factor of 7,000. And so that ring is something like 4 meters in diameter to the protons. So according to the laws of physics, if you can build a spacecraft that goes very close to the speed of light, you can shrink the distance to the Andromeda Galaxy. And so you could traverse across that distance in principle in a minute. However, The downside is that if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you found, that leads to what they need to do. But getting to chat to everybody about what you found is forbidden. If you travel close to the speed of light, then distance is shrinking from perspective. And the one number I always have to keep in mind is that the Large Hadron Collider's the protons go around the ring, which is 27 kilometers in circumference, and they go around at 99.99999% speed of light. At that speed, the distance is shrunk by a factor of 7,000. And so that ring is something like 4 meters with that to the protons. So according to laws of physics, if you can build a spacecraft that goes very close to the speed of light, you can shrink the distance to the Andromeda Galaxy. And so you could traverse across that distance in principle in a minute. However, the downside is that if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you found, at least what we need to understand. But getting to chat to everybody about what you found is forbidden. If you travel close to the speed of light, then distance is shrinking from perspective. And the one number I always have to keep in mind is that the Large Hadron Collider's the protons go around the ring, which is 27 kilometers in circumference, and they go around at 99.99999% speed of light. At that speed, the distance is shrunk by a factor of 7,000. And so that ring is something like 4 meters with that to the protons.
If this all came to America, Tesla would be cooked. Well, most people think that the universe is three-dimensional. Length, width, height. 3 numbers define where you are. Einstein comes along and says, no, it's a fourth. The fourth number is time. So given length, width, height, given the time of the measurement, you now have an event in a 4-dimensional space-time continuum. That's Einstein's idea. Now we realize that Einstein didn't go far. There are other dimensions. In fact, we think up to 11 dimensions. But that's really the universe of the Big Bang. The Big Bang was a disturbance in 11-dimensional hyperspace. And we are nothing but 4-dimensional vibration that peeled off from the original explosion. And so when this idea was proposed, going all the way back to 1968, people said, this is nuts. I mean, this is crazy. Well, most people think that the universe is 3-dimensional. Length, width, height. 3 numbers define where you are. Einstein comes along and says, no, there's a fourth. The fourth number is time. So given length, width, height, given the time of the measurement, you now have an event in a 4-dimensional space-time continuum. That's Einstein's idea. Now we realize that Einstein didn't go far. There are other dimensions. In fact, we think up to 11 dimensions. But that's really the universe of the Big Bang. The Big Bang was a
the rainwater touches the silica, and the silica turns to glue. And it makes everything stick together. After the rain is coming down, the sun comes out, and it's kind of warm. It heats things up so they get hard. As that hardens up, this is when the wind introduces dry loose sand from other areas. It overlaps the hard surface, and the whole process eventually repeats itself. More rain, more sun, more wind. Thousands and thousands of times of all the develops layer by layer. In this little demonstration, we're only going to repeat this process 3 times. And that's just because we have a limited supply of water. So after this third layer, let's say we get heavier, stronger winds. Heavier winds in most regions, it's not going to blow sand on top. Instead, it's going to blow sand away. As sand's being blown away, what is left behind is the structure of our stone. So if you come through, you can actually scoop this up off. Just as like a rock. Now that you guys know how the rocks are made, I'm going to show you guys how the canyon was made. This canyon, guys, I told you, was carved by water, flash floods that come from heavy rains. And so, I'm going to give an example of a flash flood. High-speed waters, tons of pressure, will carve it down to the rock. And I was like this. But keep in mind, though, it's not one flood that carved this place out. There was thousands. It took place over the course of thousands of maybe millions of years. Don't even know the exact age of this place, right? On the outside, you can't see much. All you see is crap. But today, I'm touring.
You all witnessed television. All witnessed that everything is messy. So now, so when you look at the walls, you should be able to see all the wavy curved arch showing. That's okay, we're supposed to be stable. Now you guys are. The rainwater catches the silica.
What'd you do, all dressed up like that?
Nothing particularly important. Shouldn't judge a man by his clothes.
He's only the greatest piano player in the world.
That right? You good?
Don't be sad now. Tell who you are.
Don't tell me nothing. Show me.
Oh, that was a good time. I'd do that once a month for free. But if we leave right now, we can make what? Christmas Eve, New York City.
Don't ever flash a water cash in a bar.
What'd you do, all dressed up like that?
Nothing particularly important. Shouldn't judge a man by his clothes.
He's only the greatest piano player in the world.
That right? You good?
Don't be sad now. Hello.
If a UFO landed here now, I'd actually not only would I not be surprised, I'd be relieved, actually, because it'd be weight off my shoulders, because I'm worried that we're the only ones. That's a terrifying scenario. Then we're going to make a mess of it. By the way, I gave it saw a little video thing with one of the pilots, the top pilots last in the UK a few years ago, and they asked me to do a little video to the world leaders. I made this argument as fast as I could. I said it's possible that this is the only place where complex biology has emerged in our galaxy. If that's true, this is the only island in the galaxy that can be resilient. And you are responsible for it because you are the world leaders. Therefore, if you destroy it with deliberate action or inaction, then each of you is personally responsible for destroying the galaxy for a billion suns, potentially forever. And go and discuss that. If a UFO landed here now, in the park, I'd actually not only would I not be surprised, I'd be relieved, actually, because it'd be weight off my shoulders, because I'm worried.
Jeffrey Hinton, seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence, has quit his job at Google, warning of the dangers of AI.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah. We have a very good idea of roughly what it's doing. But as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when it's learning algorithm and interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things. But we don't really understand exactly how they do those things. Jeffrey Hinton, seen as the godfather of artificial intelligence, has quit his job at Google, warning of the dangers of AI.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah. We have a very good idea of roughly what it's doing. But as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
Really, we don't know exactly how it works. It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when it's learning algorithm and interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things. But we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
You already are the only president in history, and some of your staff have retired after the most recent encounter with Mr. Mondale.
I recall yet that President Kennedy had to go for days on end with very little sleep during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Is there any doubt in your mind that you would be able to function in such circumstances?
Not at all, Mr. Truitt, and I want you to know that also I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
You already are the oldest president in history, and some of your staff you retired after the most recent encounter with Mr. Mondale. I recall yet that President Kennedy had to go for days on end with very little sleep during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Is there any doubt in your mind that you would be able to function in such circumstances?
Not at all, Mr. Truitt, and I want you to know that also I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
You already are the oldest president in history, and some of your staff you retired after the most recent encounter with Mr. Mondale. I recall yet that President Kennedy had to go for days on end with very little sleep during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Is there
The lesson I cherish the
This represents 400 grams of fentanyl. Kill every person in Providence, Ohio. If you're a dealer and you get caught with this, you get 10 years now. This represents 40 grams fentanyl. Would kill every single man, woman, and child of Culpeper, Virginia. To get caught with this amount, as a dealer, you get a 5-year now. So, this is where it gets special. This represents 10 grams of PCP. If you get caught with it, as a dealer, you get 5 years now. Is fentanyl more dangerous than PCP?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. The fentanyl is classified, can be classified as a lethal weapon. I did a chart on it.
This is 5 grams of meth. That's what this represents. If you're a dealer and get caught with it, your minimum sentence is 5 years. Is fentanyl? You get caught with this much fentanyl, 5 years or 10 years. Get caught with this much fentanyl, 5 years. Get caught with this much meth, you can hardly see it, you get 5 years. Does that make any sense to you? It's like cell deep stupid in it. This represents 400 grams of fentanyl. Kill every person in Providence, Ohio. If you're a dealer and you get caught with this, you get 10 years now.
I saw this from a government website. Therefore, it's not the best picture in the world. But they're saying here that this is the population size over time, all the way back to way before the Bible says the world was created. But essentially, there's about 1 million people alive across the world, tens of thousands of years, and all of a sudden, somebody invents farming. And that means that extra population can be handled with more food. And all of a sudden, population does that, and we have 7 billion people. And how come the people with the same genes back here, who were just as smart as people here, they didn't think of planting something in the ground and harvesting it the next year? This is really magic back here. Taking that thought, I applied that to biblical idea where this is flood. This is today. Starting from those 6 people, all you have to do is double the number of people every 156 years, and you arrive at 7 billion people after 4,500. Just about any model that has any growth at all, you can get this many people in that many years. So the human population size actually is a biblical human population size. If evolution was true, we existed for so many thousand years before that, there should be trillions of people. That's possible. Or someone should have been farming earlier than that. Or another way to ask is this: if 1 million people live for about a month, where are the trillions of bodies? They don't exist. Yeah, there are some ancient bones we found great, but those are post-flood people. There should be millions upon millions of cemeteries, old villages, and remains of people. At least as it did exist. I saw this from a government website. Therefore, it's not the best picture in the world. But they're saying here that this is the population size over time, going all the way back to before the Bible says the world was created. But essentially, there's about 1 million people alive across the world for tens of thousands of years, and all of a sudden, somebody invents farming. And that means that extra population can be handled because there's more food. And all of a sudden, the population does that, and we have 7 billion people. And how come the people with the same genes back here, who are just as smart as people here, they didn't think of planting something in the ground and harvesting it the next year? This is really magic back here. Right. Taking that thought, I applied that to biblical idea, where this is flood. This is today. Starting from this, we have our own land. No, it's not yours. It's the government's.
Deborah, sorry.
No.
You made some comments. Let me read. I read one of those books that say we have conscious access to the 8th dimension with training and self-actualization, and someone invented that training. It's therefore self-replicable. Right? Training. Oh yeah, so you said it. I did some exercises myself. Let's just say I'm now very much looking forward to proof of esoteric energies like that can be harnessed and used in measurable, analyzable display process. If it turns out to be Wi-Fi, well, all these things where people saying this is impossible, that's impossible. Remember, 1,000 years ago, they said human beings couldn't fly. We have planes. 30 years ago, you said you could cut. 100 years ago or 200 years ago, I don't know what amount of time. So you could. There's no way to talk to somebody from the other side of the world. Yet we do. What I've learned is this: what we call impossible simply means we do not understand the technology. That's all it is, and we're so damn egotistical to just not call it what it is. You just don't know. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We just don't know. So just like how there are freak radio waves, Wi-Fi waves, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. If those can exist, all forms of energy to me exist. There's spiritual energy, there's extraterrestrial or astrophysical energy. All that shit that you see in TV and comic books and all those things, they're all true. Whether or not we know how to get to them right now at this point in time, we just don't have the technology for it, or we don't know yet. Because damn sure the governments have been working on it. I'll tell you that much. They know what is and what is not. We just don't know until they're ready to disseminate that information to us. You think cell phones came up out of nowhere, because people say, hey, listen, someone invented the phone? No, that's the military and governments of the world. deciding to let you know what technology is suitable to be released in the world at what time. These guys have CERN. These dudes is talking about black holes and all this other shit, bro. Where they are right now and stuff like that, there's a reason why AI exists, because these dudes want to get the answers in their lifetime, and they know the only way they're going to get those answers is through an intelligence far greater than us. So we're going to engineer our own tools of destruction by creating AI, because when they can come in, they're going to be like, wait, so you created us because you need us to tell you what is and what isn't? You guys are actually stupid. Get rid of them. They're gonna kill us just as if we would kill them after using them, like how we kill slaves. The only thing we can hope for is that the AI has a sense of morality, which it could possibly cannot have, because humans made it, and we just don't have any morals. So, what is it? The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. So, expect AI to do exactly what AI was meant to do: replace us. You're so right, Triforce. Well, at least I think I'm right. Don't really know, don't really care. At some point, it'll figure itself out. Hey, truth be told, are you worried about World War III? No, not one. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. You ain't right. I'm listening. What song we on? How you guys doing? We miss you over here. You being in all cold Canada and everything. Are you worried about World War III, or what will happen will just happen? No, World War, like I said, I didn't vote for Trump, but I'm glad he's in office, because there was only one policy he had that I gave a rat's ass about, and that was the Ukraine policy. And he's literally just kept it a billion. He's like, I want people to stop dying. I don't want World War III. I'm like, all right, let's go. That's the man for the job. All Trump is doing is buying us 4 more years to live. I'd like to try to enjoy all this time that I have before these guys take away my ability to live and get us all killed, because they're just actually stupid. So, and as you can see, if anybody watching news, him and Zelensky got to a fight, and he just told Zelensky, bro, you ain't got it in your cards. You're done. Fuck out of here, bro. Think this is. You're finished. We're going to have a peace deal. Don't give a shit if you sign off to it. Q. And him and Russia are signing a deal, and that's that. So now, no more Ukrainians have to die. No more Russians have to die. No more threat of a delayed threat of imminent war with Russia. Thank you. We'll take that. We take what we can, and that's that. Everybody else can eat a dick. Because if anyone of sound mind would like, yeah, let's not end the world. People talk about, what? You just gonna let Russia? And okay, what is? How do we stop? Let's go with everyone's narrative that, Putin is evil and he's just a dictator and he's trying to take away this and blah blah. Let's go with your thing. What are you gonna do about it? they have a program called the Dead Man's Hand. Even if Russia doesn't launch their nuclear warheads first, if we launch a nuke, and well, not we, because yeah, I represent that side. If the West launches nukes and they hit them, they have computers that, okay, if they don't get a certain key command code from a certain set of people because they're all dead by the nukes, they launch their nukes, which wipe out the rest of the world. This is a stupid, okay? So if they got nukes and we got nukes, I'm looking at it like this. Hey, this is an unfortunate situation to Ukraine. Ukraine's just going to have to be taken. Done. What they need to do is just be on some like, okay, look, if you take in Ukraine, which it's funny because Putin's like, we're not taking Ukraine. We're taking what we've already conquered in this limited military operation turned war. Because it did warn Ukraine, surrender now, it will take nothing. And Boris Johnson and dumbass Joe Biden gassed this dumbass up and got him to believe that America was gonna fight to the very end. When has America ever done that? Like idiot. Like, we're in history as America. Like, America does not fight losing wars. They only fight wars that they believe they can win. And America has now won a lot of wars. Don't get gassed. World War II was won by the Soviets and the Chinese. Go look it up. They lost the most. They did that's not to say America did not help. But let's say the Allied forces was the dream team. America was not Michael Jordan. Glad you said that, because I agree. Seems like World War III is inevitable, but at least Trump is buying some time, especially for American. Seems like karma may be right around the corner. 3 years and where are we at? 3 years and he went in January, right? 3 years and 11 months left remaining. Because I believe the next president that's coming in is an absolute and total dumbass. It doesn't matter whether you're Democratic or Republican. It's two sides of the same coin. They're all dumbasses. Oh, well, what about Trump? Trump is not a Republican. Trump is Trump. The Republicans are just on Trump's side right now because it helps them with their initiatives or whatever. Trump's not a Republican. People keep forgetting Trump was once a Democrat. The Republicans do not like Trump. They just like what Trump can do for them for now. And notice I stress the word for now. So if they don't kill him before that time or whatever, some dumbass guy's going to come in and say we can defeat Russia. Dudes have been lying about the Ukraine war for like the last 4 years, telling everyone Ukraine's winning. Now everyone's finding out Ukraine's never been in a position of winning ever. So it's like, wait, what? So then we've been lied to? And the same people that lied to you, it's the same people telling you that, hey, listen, Ukraine still has a chance to win. And I just don't understand how people even believe any of this dumb shit. Like, bro, they've been lying to you the whole time. What, do you think they're going to one day just wake up and start telling the truth? Bro, 1 million Ukrainian people have died. They wiped out an entire young generation. The youngest Ukrainians in their 50s and 60s. How do you get an entire pop wiped like that? And Trump is telling this idiot, no, stop, bro. You lost your whole youth. You sent your youth to death. What do you thought you was going? That's like a Mexico beating the United States in a military fight. What? Like, who's over here thinking this stupid shit? Ukraine fights hard. I have no doubt that they fight hard. But they're not beating Russia. Like, stop. People don't even know Russia has never even used any of their real weapons. Not once. Except when they had hit Moscow, some part of Moscow, and they sent down the entrenched missiles or whatever, the hypersonic missiles, and that was just a demonstration. And then Putin did some gangster shit on what's the name of this thing on the news. My man said, yo, listen, we can test if you guys can hit our supersonic missiles. Name a time and a place and a location where we need to hit. We'll throw missiles, see if you can stop it. How do you say that live on broadcast? Come on, man. He's not bluffing. He's putting America to the test. America take that test. America's going to look like shit, because when they fail the test, they're just proving to Putin that they have technology, military technology, better than the United States. So America can't take that risk. They can't look stupid like that. So of course America's gonna be like, nah, no, look, we just have to assume these guys got the technology that to really put us in a bad position right now, and that's why the United States stopped spending their money sending shit to Ukraine. They're spending the defense budget on trying to find out how to stop Putin's hypersonic missiles. That's where the money is going to. That in Israel. And you say no more time, no more money on him. America got a wake up call like, yo, these niggas got missiles that's better than ours. Nah, this can't rock. That's exactly what they're like. This can't rock, bro. Can't let these guys get away with this. That's exactly what happens. What time is it, guys? Oh wow, 3:15. We went over the mark. I'll put. Hey, Lance. I'll watch that. PayPal gave me $1.15 cash back. Thank you. Give me a little bit longer, guys. I'm going to get ready to go to sleep because it is 4 o'clock. So about 15 more minutes, and I'm going to call it for the night. So I really appreciate you guys for coming on, just chilling with me for the night. Going out all this other stuff. What is this person saying? Checking some messages right here. Give me a second. 1,600. That's not bad. Let's refresh. Whoa, I'm sweating. And I like this, guys. I like just chilling with you guys, just listening to stuff and whatever. I'm gonna probably do this more. It's very relaxing. Okay, let's back to the foolishness. Could have sworn refresh. That can't possibly be, is it? Oh, it is.
They trade for it? It's not like that. Then how can they own it?
Hold on.
That's always... No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's. Did they buy it? No. Did they trade for it? It's not like that. Then how can they own it? Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life. If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore, roam the prairie. You can depend on your country to take care of you. You are not my country. We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation. We need nothing from you. You must think of your women and children. I am thinking of them. I like what I have. If you walk away from here without a deal, you are asking for war. No. You ask for war. Listen to me. Your people will be slaughtered. As will yours. Be warned. We Cheyenne are plenty. My braves are hungry for a good fight. My son had a vision. He will defeat your train. We have our own land. No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's. Did they buy it? No. Did they trade for it? It's not like that. Then how can they own it? Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life. If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore, roam the prairie.
You can depend on your country to take care of you. You are not my country. We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation. We need nothing from you. You must think of your women and children. I am thinking of them. I like what I have. If you walk away from here without a deal, you are asking for war. No. You asked for war. Listen to reason. Your people will be slaughtered. As will yours. They won't. We Cheyenne are plenty. My braves are hungry for a good fight.
Switch 2, are you excited? It'll come out, I'll get it, it'll be some good games on it, and I'll play it. I don't get excited. If I was a kid, yeah, because I ain't got nothing else to do but play video games, but I'm an elderly man now, so like stuff like that. I'm excited aliens are coming to the planet. I'm not excited for a video game system. If you do it on one regular, I'm free for the late night. If you do it on the regular, I'm free for the late night. Oh yeah, I'm actually thinking, but it's only gonna be Saturdays, so.
This AI-powered stealth drone, developed by the United States, is an unmanned combat aircraft designed to assist or even replace fighter jet pilots. The XQ-58A Valkyrie is a low-cost, high-performance drone developed by Kratos Defense and the Air Force Research Laboratory. Measuring 30 feet in length and 27 feet in wingspan, it can carry up to 600 pounds of weaponry internally and externally. It can fly at speeds of up to Mach 0.72, reach altitudes of 45,000 feet, and cover a range of 3,000 miles. With advanced AI, it can operate independently or collaborate with manned aircraft, like the F-35 and F-15EX, sharing real-time data. The Valkyrie is designed for high-risk missions, such as reconnaissance and enemy fire distraction. They can also carry GPU-39 precision-guided bombs, or execute electronic warfare operations. With a unit cost ranging between $2 million and $4 million, it is a far more cost-effective alternative compared to the F-35, which exceeds $80 million per unit. As a result, the U.S. Air Force is deploying large numbers of these drones to enhance combat power without excessive costs. This AI-powered stealth drone,
Told you.
by the United States,
They're too busy spending money now to try to
designed to assist
get ready
or
to
even
fight
replace
Putin.
fighter jet pilots. The XQ-58A Valkyrie is a low-cost, high-performance drone developed by Kratos Defense and the Air Force Research Laboratory. Measuring 30 feet in length and 27 feet in wingspan, it can carry up to 600 pounds of weaponry internally and externally. It can fly at speeds of up to Mach 0.72, reach altitudes of 45,000 feet, and cover a range of 3,000 miles. With advanced AI, it can operate independently or collaborate with manned aircraft, like the F-35 and F-15EX, sharing real-time data. The Valkyrie is designed for high-risk missions, such as reconnaissance and enemy fire distraction. It can also carry GPU-39 precision-guided bombs, or execute electronic warfare operations. With a unit cost ranging between $2 million and $4 million, it is a far more cost-effective alternative compared to the F-35, which exceeds $80 million per unit. As a result, the U.S. Air Force is deploying large numbers of these drones to enhance combat power without excessive costs. This AI-powered stealth drone, developed by the United States, is an unmanned combat aircraft.
Right. Ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why all these available seats here are you going right there?
My friend sits here, and I think this is set up ad for
How do you know he's going to sit there? What if he sits way over there?
He won't, and I'll bet on it. Okay?
Okay. We should bet on it. Okay. Who's your friend? Who's going to sit here?
Tyler. Tyler's going to sit here. Just watch.
Tyler's going to sit here. Okay. If Tyler sits here, he's going to win the bet. What are we betting?
3 points, and then if he doesn't sit here, you take out 5.
Okay, so I won't take down your bid, but you have to do an extra assignment.
That works.
Okay, so you all heard it. If Tyler sits next to him, he's going to get 3 bonus points. If Tyler doesn't sit next to him, he's going to have to do an extra assignment for me. Let's see what happens. Wait, before you sit down, Tyler.
Yeah.
If I gave you 5 bonus points, would you sit somewhere else?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what if I told you sitting there is going to earn him 3 bonus points? See, that is friendship. Thank you. Just for that, you will get 3 bonus points too. Sometimes it's best to help out friends, even if it hurts yourself, and there could be a big reward at the end. Don't forget that. Good morning. Good morning. Ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why all these available seats here are you going right there?
My friend sits here, and I think this is an ad for like ads.
How do you know he's going to sit there? What if he sits way over there?
Amongst all of the red, Ashley granite within the Valley Temple of Capri, we have the black block.
Let me say something. So you heard a ton about Dr. Gear, I imagine? Nope. What's going on with Dr. Gear?
Now, did I just run out of the right side granite, or is there a particular function of why we have black block here, which I presume are made of a form of basalt, black basalt? And then here you've got another granite one, and then another piece of, well, I wouldn't say that basalt, that's like a black granite, that's even different to that one there. So, that's interesting. And what you've also got here, I noticed, is another one of these bands that rises up from the centre of the black basaltic side, although whether this is basalt, I'm not sure, it could be a form of black granite, and rises up to the centre of that. Now, when I look at that, I think of what the ancient Egyptians would have been thinking about as far as their beliefs and practices are concerned. To me, this looks very much like part of the Milky Way. And as I said, the specific positioning of it, right over the centre of this black block, right up the centre of that block, that's done on purpose, that's not coincidental. Amongst all of the red, Ashley granite within the Valley Temple of Capri, we have the black block on the bottom level, just above the beautiful alabaster floor, and they seem to be somehow required. Now, did they just run out of the right side granite, or is there a particular function of why we have black?
Who's an up-and-coming fighter do you think could be that?
40 years later, and we're still having the exact same debate. Carl Sagan rips into America's priorities a $1 trillion war machine while babies die.
I'm not sure what associates it is, but I believe that. I believe that the government has a responsibility to care for people. I'm not talking about dole. I'm talking about making people self-reliant, people able to take care of themselves. There are countries which are perfectly able to do that. The United States is an extremely rich country, perfectly able to do that. It chooses not to. It chooses to have office people. It chooses. Which we are making infant mortality. 18 other countries save the lives of their babies better than we. How come? They can spend more money. They care about their babies more than we care about that. I think it's a disgrace. And this country has passed. Well, just look at what something like Solid. The money spent on Solid, they spent $20 billion on it. If these guys are committed to go ahead, they will spend $1 trillion. Think about that money could be used to educate, to help, to bring people up to a sense of self-confidence, to improve not just the happiness people have, but their economic, to improve the competitiveness of the United States compared to other countries. We are using money for the wrong stuff.
40 years later, and we're still having the exact same debate. Carl Sagan rips into America's priorities a $1 trillion war.
The next question is for Mr. Dinant. A quotation, I and the Father are one. In the Greek, the word one is neuter, denoting one in essence, and one in nature, not just one in purpose. Mr. Dinant, would you like to comment? This one in Greek is hen, H-E-N, hen, one. Now, the same word hen is used in John chapter 17, where Jesus is speaking to God Almighty. He says, I am one with you, and you with me, and the disciples with me, I in thee, and thou in me, we are all one. Hen, same hen. So now, if this one makes one, in that body become like a sausage. One becomes like a sausage with God, or Jesus becomes one with God as a sausage, because it says this is one means one. Like Adam and Eve, the Bible says that they three shall be one flesh, one. Sausage? No. In purpose, same word in Greek, hen. The same word in Greek, hen, for the disciples, including Thomas and Judas. All of them, you are one with you, I with you, God Almighty, and you with me. They are one with me, and I within them. Now that oneness, I'm asking, what oneness? Same hen in Greek. Does it mean that they all became a sausage? All the 12 disciples and the traitor Judas and with God and Jesus become a sausage? No. This one is purpose and not in body or power or omnipotent or missions.
The next question is for Mr. Dinat. The quotation, I and the Father are one. In the Greek, the word one is neuter, denoting one in essence and one in nature, not just one in purpose. Mr. Dinat, would you like to comment?
All right, let me take these last comments from you guys because I want to call it. So he says, okay, now I heard that Dr. Ray. In other news, open source AI models are halted a step before being able to assign them a name without writing training models and exhaustive samplings. Oh boy. You know, I don't use AI in any which way, shape, or form. I don't have a phone, thank God. I have one. And I don't put AI on my PC. Although AI can just get into the PC if it wants to, but I'm not asking AI for shit. I'm hoping they're hearing. I don't want anything from you guys, and please don't ask anything from me. You guys can coexist with us, well, at least with me anyway. I don't bother you, you don't bother me, and all will be well. Oh boy. On that note, guys, it's about 3 hours in. I'm gonna call it a night. I may be on tomorrow evening before Nile does a Sunday night stream. May come off for a little bit. But thanks for coming through and chilling, guys. Trayan, thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate that. All funds help out, guys. All funds help out. Enjoy your sleep. I'll be back in the intense heat another 15 hours or so. Oh, you're flying back into Jamaica. Okay, cool. We're gonna be at Portmore. We're gonna be at Heacher in Portmore. You want to stop by, chill, or just say what's up? Let me know when you come in. You have Niles. What's it? WhatsApp. So just hit us up. I'll just read off our phone, okay? If I were to make robots, I would program to never kill humans in any circumstance. Yeah, but then nobody's gonna buy your robots. People are only making robots to serve them, not making robots for the betterment of humanities, simply just to serve them. And some people don't want to listen. They don't want to do the killing, so they're gonna create the robots to kill people for them. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Take care. I'll see y'all in the next one.